The Community Bank High School Football Game of the Week on WHIZ-TV is presented by the Community Bank. Now is the perfect time to join the Go Local movement by banking locally with the Community Bank. Genesis Orthopedic Center, where better begins here. By Williamson Insurance, the power of choice from top-rated national and regional insurance carriers. By Fink's Harley-Davidson, live to ride, ride to live. Fink's Quality Cars and RVs. Quick as a wink, deal with Fink and Fink's Easy Leasing and Rental. By Northside Pharmacy and Northside Oxygen and Medical Equipment. Northside, your pharmacy for life. By Norvell's Hearing Aid Centers in Zanesville and Cambridge, always here for you. By Foxfire Schools, free public alternative education serving students grade K through 12. By Kokonis Furniture and Mattress First, always making it easier for you to furnish your home. By City Tire Pros, serving our community since 1953. When you think tires, think City Tire Pros. By Denny's Classic Diner, America's favorite diner in Zanesville and Cambridge. Scoreboards are provided by the Finks family of motor vehicles and services, with instant replay brought to you by the Ohio Educational Credit Union and the halftime show presented by CA House Music.
It is time for the Community Bank Game of the Week. I'm Hank Alvin, Doug Clifford. We welcome you here back to Thornville. It's Paul Culver Stadium for a classic Perry County matchup here. Big school, small school division champions. 2 8-1 teams coming in. The host Sheridan Generals, winners of 7 straight, taking on the visiting New Lexington Panthers, winners of 4 straight. Again, Hank Alvin, Doug Clifford, and Doug. You know, this is called the Perry County Super Bowl, and 8-1 for both teams, both heading to the playoffs here in 2022. Couldn't set up any better here in Week 10.
Well, it's great to see winning football return to Perry County where it should be. And so that's the way it was most of the time I coached at Crooksville, and it definitely is this year.
Both teams coming off big victories last week. Again, the winning streaks right now. Sheridan 7 straight. Their only slip up back in Week 2. That was at Watkins Memorial, a close game, 27-24, 3-point loss. New Lexington lost 5 weeks ago against Tri-Valley in the Scotties, 23-12, a team that Sheridan defeated last week, 14-13. It went down to the wire, and the Generals pulled that one out on the road in Dresden.
Well, you know, I remember hearing the game with New Lex and Tri-Valley, and New Lex had the lead at one point and looked like they were going to take the game, and it just got away from them.
You know, both these teams are looking ahead to Week 11 next week, but you got to play this game here first. Again, you got 2 teams that won their own division. The big school champions is Sheridan with that win last week over Tri-Valley. New Lexington coming off of a 40-0 blanking over your former school Crooksville a week ago to make sure they secured the small school division championship. For New Lexington, it's the first time that they have made the playoffs since 2008. It was a state semifinal run. I had a chance to do it with Terry Kelly back 14 years ago, just a few years ago. So congrats to the Panthers as the Generals make it 5 straight to the postseason.
Well, that was a great season. Bill Nutt was the head coach. It was a great year for them. I covered that game as well. But, yeah, these guys aren't even worried about Week 11 right now. This is for the race to look over the fence in the neighborhood and say, oh, yeah, by the way, yeah, we beat you. And so a lot of bragging rights at stake now.
In fact, not only just bragging rights between these two schools, the Perry County Super Bowl, again, as it's known as, between these two. Sheridan's dominated over the history here, especially the last 8 years. They've won 8 straight head-to-head against New Lexington. Last time the Panthers won was in 2013. It was 26-19. So that means Coach Board in his 4th year, Kevin Board, for New Lexington, is 0-3 against Sheridan, looking to get off the schneid tonight. Meanwhile, on the flip side, Paul Culver, the third in his 7th season, he's 6-0.
Well, Sheridan has put that offer on a lot of coaches. I know that feeling too. But, yeah, this is Coach Board's best chance ever. They have quite a team. A first-year starting quarterback, Lucas Ratliff, a great running game with Rose. An offensive line that protects and blocks. I think they have some tricks up their sleeve tonight that we'll see.
It's going to be very interesting, and you don't want to miss any part of it whatsoever here on Facebook Live and the Game of the Week on WHIZ-TV. Let's now take a look at 4th-year head coach for New Lexington and Kevin Board and the way he thinks going into this one against Sheridan. They look to get the win.
It's been a good year for us. This will be a great environment for kids to play in. I think we've seen a couple environments like that this year. We played at West Both of us were undefeated, so that was a good atmosphere for the kids to get used to what I think we're going to see with this one in the playoffs. Tri-Valley, another great atmosphere. Morgan, a great atmosphere. So this has been a really good year to get some of those old school, just full stadiums and packed houses and games on the line that matter. So I think that the kids are excited about that. The community's excited about that. So it's been really good, really exciting for the kids, and for them to be able to experience that is a really cool thing. Well, we certainly hope there's a little bit of a rebirth. I imagine if you would ask some people at Sheridan, this isn't a rivalry. We haven't won it since 2013. So from that standpoint, we're looking at it as, let's get back on track with where it used to be, and let's reestablish that as a rivalry, right? It's not really a rivalry if it's one-sided. So that's been our mentality, and our what we've been talking about with the boys this week is let's go establish it, right? Let's get our two county rivals, Crooksville and Sheridan. Let's beat them every year. So we're hoping to get that back reestablished as an annual rivalry where it means more, right? It's a bigger game. Sheridan is they're so sound. Coach Culver does a great job. With just they execute such a high level. Year by year they lose 20 to 30 kids every single year, right? You go back and look at the roster last year, and they've got 23 seniors again this year after losing what you thought was everybody. The year before that, they lost everybody, and then they still had all these studs. So that's the definition of a great program, and what Coach Culver has built there. And when you're rebuilding every year and you're still getting that success, like that's what you want to be. And they're the pinnacle and the standard of what the MVL is. And what stands out though is they just execute so well. They're not going to give you opportunities. They're going to hold on to the football. They're not going to make a lot of turnovers or silly penalties. So you got to make the most of your opportunities and make sure that you're not giving them extra opportunities. Like I said, they're just so sound up front. They're good every year. Like I said, that new O-line, I think third year running with new 5 guys, and they're still really good and paving the way for top rushing offense in the league. So what we have to do is just be disciplined and do our assignments and just compete.
Back here live, Hank Alba, Doug Clifford. You heard Coach Kevin Board in his 4th year at New Lexington as he gets set to prepare for the upset here on the road at Thornville's Paul Culver Jr. Stadium. And I tell you, Doug, he's got a tough task, obviously. You're looking at New Lexington, a team that was 3-7 a year ago. He's 0-3 against Sheridan in his 3+ years, now in year 4, as he looks to get over that hump. But, hey, 8-1, division champions in the small school division. This team is peaking at the right time.
I think Coach Board is an outstanding offensive coach. They put points on the board against everybody. And the knock on the Panthers in the recent years have been poor defense. Well, that's not the case this year. They're playing defense just as well as offense. So they have the complete package, and I think they're going to give Sheridan everything they can handle.
Well, it hasn't been close under Coach Board. 35-12 a few years ago in his first year, 55-18 in year 2. Last year, eked a bit closer, a 12-point defeat at 40-28, now looking to get over that hurdle. And we'll see if New Lexington can get the job done here. Packed house tonight. We're going to now take a look and listen to head coach on the other side for the host Sheridan Generals and Paul Culver III and what he thinks in this rivalry in this matchup tonight.
So since 1981, when my dad came here, the first goal has always been to win the MVL championship. And while it's different in the sense that it's a division championship, we still consider it an MVL championship. It's still going to go right over there on the arch, and it's goal number 1. We expect to win the MVL championship and then advance in the playoffs. That's goal number 2. And, another big goal is to beat the team down south. So that's this week. I understand that there are years where maybe there's a gap in our records, and some people might think that the rivalry doesn't have the same luster, but that's not the way that we focus on it. New Lex always plays extremely well against us, always. Last year, even though we jumped on them early, my goodness, they had me nervous there. Scored 21 straight points or something like that to get right back in it and close the gap. And so their kids always play well. They play with excitement. They play with intensity, a little bit of an edge. And so this rivalry has never ever dipped in intensity. There have been years where there was maybe a bigger gap in the win-loss column. In our direction too, like there were years where we weren't very good. I think this is what people want though, the Week 10 classic rivalry matchup with 2 teams with excellent records, 2 teams that are both, MVL champs, and it's really special. So I'm looking forward to it. We have to limit the big plays. They have, just in the couple looks that we have, something like 3 plays over 80 yards. And then another 3 or 4 plays over 60 yards. So that's incredible. I think we have 1 play over 60 yards of the season. So they are They are extremely explosive, and it's not the same kid. Obviously, the tailback is a big part of it, but a couple receivers have big plays, so you have to limit the explosives because they just eat them up like candy. There are times where they have receivers outside the numbers, like 2 receivers outside the numbers, and the quarterback has a strong enough arm to get the ball there. You know, it's one thing if you go out there and it's like, oh, I guess I got to guard this guy. You're never going to throw to him. They're going to throw to him. So they run a classic spread offense, 53 and a third yards or whatever it is, and the quarterback has a good arm, and then as they spread you out, the tailback's going to hurt you. That's the real difference, is that some teams are spread to pass, some teams are spread to run. These guys are balanced in that sense, and they concern me.
Just heard from the Sheridan head coach, Paul Culver III. And, Coach, any surprise from what he said right there coming into this matchup? Probably not.
Not a bit. You know, when I talked to him a little bit before the game, congratulated him on the season, and let it go at that. I talked to Coach Board earlier this week at New Lex High School, and he said their goals were win the first game, beat the cross-county rivals, win the league, make the playoffs. So I think both teams can check all those boxes off until tonight. One of them will and one of them won't.
That's right, and the winner tonight will probably be hosting 2 playoff games, not 1 but 2. The loser will still possibly host the first-round game. Both teams obviously have clinched a playoff spot, but in week 2, if you win next week, for the team that hosts and loses tonight's game, who knows? You're probably going to be hitting the road come week 12 if you're able to make it that far. So it will be interesting. First things first tonight, big game here between these 2 rivals in the Super Bowl showdown.
Oh, no doubt. This is the kind of game that you can hardly keep your heart in your chest if you're on the sideline, whether you're a player or a coach.
When we come back, we'll have the opening kickoff here from Thornville, Paul Culver Jr. Stadium. It's Sheridan. It's New Lexington. Enough said. Stay tuned. Don't miss.
If you attended school in the state of Ohio, you may qualify to become a member of the Ohio Educational Credit Union. From elementary to high school, trade school through college, we're not just for teachers anymore. So come see us at the Ohio Educational Credit Union.
Find the car you want now. The truck you want now. The travel trailer you want now at ThinksQualityAutos.com. Find the performance you want now. Luxury you want now. Economy you want now at ThinksQualityAutos.com. Cars, trucks, vans, SUVs, even travel trailers. Get the vehicle you want for less at Thinks. Find it now at Thinks or online at ThinksQualityAutos.com. Quick as a wink, deal with Thinks.
I think I'm going to go spook those guys at the CA house this Halloween. This place is awesome.
Stop in this week to get your bag of Halloween candy and prize ticket. Your prize ticket can be redeemed for future discounts. One lucky winner gets a $1,000 gift card to CA House Music.
Rock on! Play music for life and death.
It is so sweet. It just makes the world a sweeter place, one chocolate at a time. Nothing but chocolate. We started in 2004. I want to not be the norm. I want to step it up. I want to be better than anything that they're used to. Lovely thing about the community bank is they know what you're kind of going through, so they are very supportive. As a business owner, the pressure of the world is on your shoulder every day. We get that support from the community bank.
Grandchildren say some of the cutest things.
Don't miss out on any of them just because you can't hear.
Call us at Norvell's for a free hearing aid consultation.
Because when it comes to your grandchildren, you don't want to miss a thing.
Norvell's Hearing Aid Center, we're always here for you.
We welcome you back to Sheridan High School. It is Paul Culver Stadium here in Thornville. Hank Kaufman, Doug Clifford, Perry County Super Bowl on the Game of the Week here at the Community Bank. Game of the Week on WHIZ television, Facebook Live as well. As Sheridan is going to tee things up here first at the 40-yard line, so that means the New Lexington Panthers are going to receive. Sheridan wearing their home red tops and hats with the gray bottoms. New Lexington on the other side, the black hats and pants with the white jerseys trimmed in black. Hey, couldn't ask for anything better, Doug. 8-1 teams going off here tonight.
Well, this is a great setting, great stadium. Crazy fans. I mean, this should be a great game. We'll see if the opening kickoff sets a tone for the game.
So New Lex, the visitors, will come out first with the football here, assuming that they handle this kickoff without issue. Teeing things up for the Sheridan Generals is Spencer Showalter, and he boots it away deep, fielded on the fly at the 16. and cupping it and taking it out for about a 9-yard return, roughly to the 25-yard line is New Lexington's returner, number 14, Jarek Braglin, and that's where the New Lexington offense will set up shop for the first time tonight.
Great coverage on the kickoff that time by the Panthers. Return man really had nowhere to go.
Panthers will have a balanced attack. They are headlined by running back Hunter Rose. He's a senior back, closing in just short of 1,400 yards and averaging nearly 10 yards a pop on the ground.
Well, I talked to some of their players this week. Their goal was 1,500 yards rushing, the offensive line and Hunter Rose. That's what they want, so we'll see if they get it tonight.
He has scored 20 times on 139 carries. He's also caught 12 balls for another 238 receiving. Back to pass. Ratliff going deep and overshot his target by about 5 yards. He was looking downfield for Braglin, the kick returner, just moments ago.
Trick play on play number 1.
That will get your attention on the Sheridan side defensively. You come out firing downfield there about 40 yards. Unable to make that connection, though, Ratliff to Braglin.
Well, a little handoff to Hunter Rose. He tossed it back to the quarterback. His receiver was behind the defensive back. Had the ball been on the money, that would have been a race to the goal line.
Out of the shotgun works Lucas Ratliff. He, too, is a senior. Nice stature, 6'4", 190 pounds as Rose shifts to his right. 3 receivers set, twins to the left side. Ratliff design run. He'll take it up off a right guard, with that carry. And positive yards this time for 4 for New Lexington will mean 3rd down and 6, your first 3rd down of the game early.
Well, we have quite a difference in the quarterback positions tonight. Ratliff, this is his first year at quarterback ever. His brother was the quarterback. He was the receiver. Sheridan plays 2 quarterbacks.
They do. Yep.
So a little different philosophy there in the quarterback position by the
Ratliff
head coaches.
Ratliff has excelled under center this year. You mentioned first year as a starter. He has thrown for nearly 1,800 yards, 16 touchdowns, just 6 interceptions, and he can run with the ball with 350 more yards on the ground. Here he'll pass on 3rd down, make a connection. This is going to be really close to that 1st down, maybe just a little short.
I think he's short.
This will depend upon the spot. It appears the 34-yard line needed to go to the 35. Take a look at the replay. And you'll see the catch made, and the defense holding them just short. Making that catch for New Lexington was Tatum Toth, another senior.
Oh, he's an outstanding young man, too. I've had some opportunities to speak with him during the year, and he was more concerned with Hunter Rose getting his yardage than he was his catches, it seemed like to me. This is going to be a big part of the game night, the punting teams.
Toth, who made that catch short of the 1st down, is the MVL's all-time leader in receiving yards. Make a note of that. He's a weapon for New Lex on offense. Sheridan gets that punt return back upfield out near the 35-yard line or so, and making that return was Andrew Holden, another senior for Sheridan. A lot of seniors here tonight on senior night for Sheridan, and New Lexington playing their last regular season game.
Shoved out of bounds by Isaac Dick. He's wearing number 85 tonight instead of 33.
These 2 teams, again, have sewed up playoff berths. First time for New Lexington since 2008. This is the 5th consecutive year for Sheridan. 6 out of the last 7 years under head coach Paul Culver III. The only miss of the postseason for Culver III was in 2017 when they finished 6-4 with a winning record. They will now trot out their offense for the first time tonight, and you're going to see a couple different quarterbacks this evening.
Well, we thought that it was a quarterback injury the last time we were here, and we were told that that's par for the course.
Out of the gun, it's a fake. It's going to be a pass by Reed Packard. Downfield, wide open man at the 45. That's a 1st down for Sheridan. The haul in goes for about 16 yards, where he's marked with a forward progress at the 46.
Oh, both head coaches have come out firing on 1st down. Doesn't look like there's going to be any. This is going to be one of those no-holds-barred tricks. A nice block out there. The pulling guard, number 64, came out there. Hunter Zizek. Good blocking out there, plenty of protection. Nobody even close to the quarterback.
Drew Boyer on the catch, a 5'11 senior. He had only 2 touchdown catches last week. Both Sheridan touchdowns in that big win over Tri-Valley, 14-13. Here we go with a run now for the Generals. Up the shoot for about 5 yards, trickling over into New Lex territory to the 49. The line carries them forward for a couple more, and the officials will give them the spot.
Oh, yes, they will. 2 interesting calls. A rollout pass to the left on 1st down and right up the middle on the next play.
You see the ball carrier there for Sheridan is Alex Poyer, 6'1", 205-pound back. Give him 7 with the additional yards with that push.
Well, even in the running game for Sheridan, they don't have a 1,500-yard rusher like New Lex does. They spread the yardage around.
2nd and 3. Option play, RPO in trouble. Packer, he's going to be, no, he's somehow going to get out. He thought he was going to be dropped initially, but now he will, way back in his own territory.
Well, that was an absolute disaster for the Generals. Looked like on defense 66, Zach Robinson, and maybe 68. I think that might have been, or 58.
You see there, 66 helped with 69 for New Lexington.
Michael Vernon, yes. Great pursuit.
So Robinson and Vernon combining for the sack. Initially, Packer had gotten away on a sack from Ryan Hobbs.
Defensive players kept maintaining good leverage on the ball carrier and made that tackle.
Back to the general 40-yard line. This is the 3rd and long for Sheridan. They need 16. Packer flush, rolling right, throws on the run, down the sidelines, out of bounds, where the catch is made. Will not count, obviously. And Sheridan will now have to punt it away after they pick up 1 first down initially.
Wow. That's some big-time pressure on the quarterback. Sheridan's line definitely had a hard time stopping the Panthers that time.
So the Panthers will get it back. We're just minutes into this one with 8:10 left to go in our opening quarter. You see in the bottom right corner of the screen. Here on the Community Bank Game of the Week.
This is going to be one of those boxing matches with a lot of body blows. Not real flashy until they solve what's going on each other's defense. Nearly blocked.
And it's a bad kick, Doug. It's going to hit on the New Lexington 49-yard line and be down by Sheridan right about the 50-yard line stripe.
You know, we've done a lot of teams this year and seen a lot of fine offenses and defenses. If there's an offense in this league that I would not want to give the ball to in 4-down territory, it would be the Panthers. I mean, they have so many offensive weapons and get big chunks of yardage. They might be in 4-down territory right now.
And that punt only went for 10 yards. A shank, a near block, as you said.
Well, I think the punter saw that guy coming. He was unblocked, and he did well to get it off.
So New Lexington now on the move with their 2nd possession. Both teams have had the ball in under 4 minutes of game action. It's going to be a pitch. Here's Hunter Rose's first chance. Bounces around the corner. He's got daylight and a first down and about 15 ripped off into Sheridan territory near the 35.
You know, I've said a couple of times this year that I think Rose is allergic to tackles. I mean, he just absolutely, he runs with power. He runs with speed. There he is to the outside. And he does not shy away from the contact.
Every rose has his thorn, dare I say. Right there. A thorn in the side. Here goes Rose. 25, 20, 15, down to about the 14 or so. Another 20-plus yard run. Rose ripping them off in big chunks on back-to-back plays.
Well, I know how important it is to this offensive line for Hunter Rose to finish this season with 1,500 yards. And he needs well over 100 yards to do that tonight. And he's well on his way to picking up some big yards.
And New Lexington banging into the red zone, deep in Sheridan territory on possession number 2. They'll place it at 13. So they will give Rose a huge run there of 22 yards when it's all said and done. Backs are split in the backfield. Receivers as well split. Now you have a man in motion in Bragland. It's going to be back to Rose. Rose this time held in check, if you will, for less than 3.
That's a success for the Sheridan defense, without a doubt.
As he's just outside the 10, they'll place it at the 11-yard line. 2nd down and about 8 for New Lexington. They can pick up a first down for what it's worth near the general 3.
Well, this is where the yardage gets tough. This is where it gets really tough to pick up yards.
And you see how the offenses are moving quickly here in this game.
Oh, yes, no doubt about it.
Fast-paced. New Lexington ready to call that play. 3 receivers to the right. Rose the lone setback. Give it back to Rose, and up the middle he goes. And he'll pick up about another 3 to 4, so Sheridan making him work now.
That call tells me they're going to go for it on 4th down if they come up short right now. They want to get positive yards on that play, get within striking distance of that first down marker. Be interested to see what comes out now. I'd be looking for that quarterback to keep this one.
Same formation. You got 3 receivers to the right, Rose to the left of the quarterback who's looking to run, and taking it upfield is Ratcliffe. And you know what? He's going to be stopped short of that first down. So Ratcliffe is going to mean about a 4th down and 3, I would say, somewhere near that 6-yard line. So here you go. You said, is this 4-down territory?
Well, they're marking the ball at the 6. I mean, where's the first down at? There it is. Oh, baby. Yeah.
Got to get down to that 3-yard line, Doug.
Yes,
so
they do.
They're going to line them up and go 4 downs here like you thought they might.
Well, that's a really bad angle for a field goal, so they're definitely going to go for it here. Go for the first down or score.
Scoreless game, and the Panthers threatening and going for it here on 4th, as you see, nearly halfway through our first quarter. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, and Ratliff is not going to get it, but a wall of generals, and Sheridan turns them away on their home field to the happiness of the home crowd.
Not even close, Hank. Not even close. I mean, he hit a wall at about the 5-yard line, and that was it.
And you'll see another look brought to you by the Ohio Educational Credit Union with our instant replays all night long. He had no chance, not fooled whatsoever with Sheridan.
Well, number 17 stopped that play. How do we learn to pronounce his last name?
Poyer.
Alex Poyer stopped that play. He read the linebacker coming in, or the fullback coming up into the hole, and he filled that thing. He may not have made the tackle, but he closed that hole down.
So Poyer does Poyer does the job with the Generals. Defense collectively holding New Lexington from points, let alone getting into the end zone. Now pinned back deep in their own territory. They're looking for some breathing room. They're going to try to run this one out with Justin Munyon, the junior back. The Munyons are big names in Sheridan running the football over the years.
Oh, no doubt about it. Good safe call that time by Coach Culver. Get some positive yards, get out from under your goal post.
It was a 3-yard gain, so 2nd and 7. Munyon, and we just mentioned Alex Poyer. They have aided that Generals run game, as Munyon has 517 yards and 5 touchdowns on 64 carries. Poyer has found the end zone 10 times for 447 yards on 79
carries. Look at this.
And looky here, big run by the QB, 35, 40, 50, 40 of New Lex. Could he go? 20, 15, caught by the ankles before he could hit pay dirt, Doug, but a huge play in our game early.
Touchdown saving tackle by Chase Dumont. What a play, just right up the middle. Let's look at this again.
Reed Packer.
A little fake, and then it's a great block there. Oh, what a block right there at the point of attack.
Well designed, pure speed, just got caught at the tail end.
No doubt about it.
As Packer, you see, couldn't quite leg it out, but he did the damage, going from the 8, his own 8, down to the New Lexington 11-yard line. They'll place it. 81 yards on that run for Packer with a flag, our first of the game.
A little bit of motion here on the guys in the red shirts. Cost them 5 yards. Well, now we'll see if New Lex can return a favor with their red zone defense. I mean, Sheridan stopped them at the 5-yard line. Sheridan's, where are they at? What's that, the 16?
Be the 16 after your penalty marked off. And
they can get a first down at looks like the 1-yard line.
81 yards on that run by Packer. Oh, by the way, so how much of a balanced attack for Sheridan's run game? You have 3 guys that's rushed for over 447 yards. 447 by Poyer, 517 for Munyon, and the leading rusher, Packer, with 542. You can add 81 on that last one. Here we go with a 1st and 15. It's a short run up the middle here on 1st and long.
That rushing yardage for Sheridan backs is as much a tradition as their winning seasons. I mean, they're more often than not, they have backs with 400 yards and 500 yards. Every now and then, they'll have a back with a big season total, but they share that wealth even back when the original Coach Culver was here.
Yes.
That was par for the course. 2nd down and at least 12, maybe 13.
Yeah, 2 yards on that one on 1st and 15. And you're right, Sheridan does not have a true workhorse back, so to speak, this year. It's complete balance, including Packer as one of the 3 big rushers and the leading rusher on the season. And he gets to the 10 here for 3 more. And Sheridan's going to be facing a 3rd down situation. They got to get to the 1 for a first down, as they need 9 on 3rd down. So they can't pick up a first without scoring right here on this play. 4 down territory, or do you think about a field goal depending upon what happens on 3rd down right here?
If the ball stays in the middle of the field and they're well short of the first down, I say take the points.
Try for the kick. Let's see what happens here on 3rd and 9.
I wouldn't be surprised to see this thrown into the end zone.
Ball placed to the 10. Packer out of the gun. Looking to pass immediately. Middle of the field, a slant, and it's knocked down. Incomplete. Intended receiver was Andrew Holden, the senior wideout, who flashed open, but the Panthers got a hand in there at the end. You'll see the look again on 3rd down, preventing a Sheridan touchdown.
It's a great call. The ball's right there. It's just a great defensive play. Who is that? Number 13, number 12. Oh, my, yes. Lucas Ratliff.
Ratliff
Nice
can
play.
do it on defense as well.
Well, I thought they might run a play like that because if he caught it just a little short, they're probably going to get a first down. And one more step, and he's in the end zone. So they went for the score, came up short, going to go for the 3.
Going to go for those points with a field goal try from 27 yards out. Enough leg on it. It looks straight. It is true. It is 3-0. Sheridan has jumped out early on the board with just about 3 minutes left to play in this opening quarter at 2:59 to go. Generals go nearly the length of the field and come away at least some points.
That first down penalty was a killer for the Generals. I mean, that kills your offensive strategy at the goal line when you had to start 1st and 15. They couldn't recover from it. The Panthers stiffened up on defense, made a couple of good tackles on the quarterback, and that last play by Ratliff to knock that ball loose in the end zone, that's what kept the margin at 3 instead of 7.
So 3-0, our opening quarter score here. Late stages of the first. Sheridan goes 85 yards to muster 3 points, but you'll take it against your in-county rival.
You bet.
At home.
You bet you will. You don't have to win by 1.
And it was highlighted by an 81-yard run from the quarterback, Reed Packer, to get Sheridan down here after the defense kept the Panthers off the board, holding them on 4th down inside Sheridan's 10.
That's so frustrating for a defensive coordinator. Sheridan hasn't gained squat on the rest of their offensive plays but 1. But that's the one that counts.
So you got your first points of the game. The host team, the Generals, both teams 8-1 coming in. Both won their respective divisions. 6 schools per division. Big school, small school. Sheridan, the big school champion, with a win over Tri-Valley by 1 last week on the road in Dresden. New Lexington sewed it up as a small school division winner with a 40-0 blanking over Perry County rival that you're familiar with last week.
Well, about everybody has on that other cross-county rival.
Another rough year for Crooksville.
Tough season for the Ceramics.
Yeah, there's been some rough years for Crooksville and some others. However, we'll try to give you some score updates as this night proceeds. One other big local game, or you should say 2, but really head-to-head, Philo taking on Maysville. That rivalry game has playoff implications to get in there.
All, no doubt about it.
That's in D4, Region 15. That's where New Lexington's coming out of, ranked as the 5th seed right now, currently tonight. Here goes Rose on 1st down as they spot at the 27-yard line after the ensuing kickoff. And Rose is a machine, a man amongst boys so far early.
There's a late hit. He was clearly out of bounds when the defender hit him. That play was designed to go up the middle, and he just bounced it to the outside. Great vision by Hunter Rose.
Tack on the penalty yards.
Oh, my.
And he ripped off 20-plus more when it's all said and done. With the penalty, you're already deep in Sheridan territory, not what Coach Paul Carver III anticipated and would hope for here after they just scored.
Well, in all fairness to a defender, you're chasing a running back like Rose. You have to get him on the ground, and you lose track of where you're at on the field, and he's still growing full speed. You're taught to knock him down. You're not taught to look both ways before you cross. But that was a costly penalty.
26 yards on the run for Rose, 15 yards on that costly penalty tacked on. Next thing you know, you're at the 32 of Sheridan.
You bet. 4-down territory all the way again. See if the Panthers can make it count this time.
3 receiver look, 2 to the right. Guess what? Rose at the back. It's a fake to him. Ratliff going to keep this one. And Ratliff is going to crest over the 30 at the 29. Officials mark him down. That ball popped free late. They say he was down, and Ratliff will get 3 yards to his credit.
Ratliff has good speed. Boy, he certainly runs straight up, doesn't he? Man, you're going to give a lot of guys shots at your rib cage doing that.
He's 6'4". He's tall. He's lanky. He's very skilled running or passing the football, this time using his legs. He took a stick right there. Progress ended at the 29, stacked up by 3 or 4 Generals, and the ball comes out after he hit the ground.
Well-spoken young man. I've interviewed him a couple of different times on different issues. Really a well-spoken young man.
Back to pass, second down,
Look
right
out,
left
look
side,
out.
got him in, touchdown! New Lexington on the board on the road for the lead.
That's the best receiver that NVL's ever seen. Tatum Toth, right on the money.
And you'll see the replay of Toth making it count here for 32 yards out from Ratliff. Perfect execution with that one.
Did you see Ratliff look off to the safety valve man? He looked off. He didn't even look for Toth. And at the last second, he knew where he was going to be. He told me that was his big advantage playing quarterback this year instead of receiver like he's always been. He says, I haven't thrown the ball a lot. He said, but I know where everybody's going to be because the same plays we used last year. So that one was right on the money.
Right on the money. Beating the coverage was Toth. Here's the extra point. That's a low one. No good as it goes underneath the crossbar. Make them note of that because that point and every point can be very important in this game.
Well, last week when we were doing the game and we got word that Sheridan had blocked an extra point for Tri-Valley.
Yes.
And
yep.
you said that could be really big. That could be really big.
That kept Tri-Valley at 13-7.
It's worth one. I don't know how big, but that was the game winner.
And Sheridan won by a digit.
You bet they did.
That extra point block.
Oh, points tonight are going to be golden. I mean, any point you can get, whether it's an extra point or a touchdown or a safety, field goal, any way you can score, put a point on the board.
So 53 yards it'll go for the scoring drive for New Lexington, aided by a 15-yard penalty. And a 32-yard touchdown pass finished off from Lucas Ratliff there to Tatum Toth. Extra point, no good. So a 6-3 score here in Thornville at Paul Culver Stadium in the Perry County Super Bowl between these two rivals. As Sheridan, winners of 8 straight in the series. New Lexington looking to also pick up their first win, not only the first time in 9 years between these schools, but in 10 years here in Thornville. 2012, the last time they won down here. Oh, look at this.
Oh, little trickery and deception in the kicking game. Little bluff there.
Coach Kevin Board coming out with not all the stops, but some.
Well, that's an ugly kick.
Squibber downfield, fielded by the Generals at the 19-yard line. Cutting across horizontally. It only turns out to be an 8-yard return on that run back for the Generals as Spencer Showalter runs it back. So Sheridan will be backed up here. Nothing that they haven't faced here early in this game. They just scored a field goal by going 85 yards.
I was watching the kickoff team, and the contained man was number 7 for New Lexington, Talon Schwindeman, and he stayed on the outside. He didn't give in to temptation to run in there and be on the tackle. He stayed exactly where he was supposed to stay, let 2 of his teammates close in on the ball carrier and make the play. Nice job, Talon.
Sheridan will take over again at the 27 after the run back. First down and 10, just under 2 minutes left to go. Opening quarter here on the Community Bank Game of the Week in Thornville. Glad you could be with us. Paired 8-1 playoff-bound teams. And you can say the winner of this one would own the rights to the NVL Championship outright, so to speak, as you see a late throw down after a gain of 2 to the 29 with progress.
I blame the referees for that. His forward motion was stopped. He was in the grasp. Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle.
And in the end, neither happened. No whistle, no flag.
That's right. Well, you can't flag a guy for tackling hard. But, had the whistle blown, that would have been an obvious foul. But blow the whistle. He wasn't going to get away.
They do say it's football. It's kind of a physical game, right?
Well, yeah. But it's kind of gotten away from that kind of stuff. Every time someone sees a hard hit, they want to call the United Nations and have a complaint registered.
On second down, the complaint here is Sheridan not catching the football from the home fans, as that one was right in the fingertips of the wideout Drew Boyer, who was the hero last week, but you could all of a sudden be a goat when things like that happen.
Well, we saw that with the young man from Philo. Dropped a pass in the end zone one week. The next week he caught the winning touchdown. So, yeah, that's the nature of the game.
And I don't mean goat in a good way. Obviously, the greatest of all time. That can change from week to week. We'll see if Boyer makes amends as this game moves on. Sheridan right now, third down, key play early in this one, late first. Ball spotted at the 29. They need 8 yards. They got to get to the 37. And you brought in another quarterback to hand this one off. And fighting hard and getting thrown down near that first down marker. That was some assistance from the New Lexington defense, as getting thrown forward was Alex Poyer. This will be close.
Well, I tell you what, Poyer took a big hit at the line of scrimmage and just absorbed it. Watch here. Boom, right there. Carried that man.
And he got assistance on the throwdown by Ryan Hobbs, who made the stop.
Well, the punt team's coming out.
So just short.
That's a good call by Coach Culver. It's early in the game. Getting a first down here is not going to win the ball game. Getting the ball away and putting New Lex in a bad spot is, but New Lex is not falling for it.
You're going to see a timeout called here, Doug, by New Lexington. Kevin Board's going to signal for it here on 4th and inches, and did want to throw this out. You know, that last quarterback into the game was Caden Sheridan.
Right, it was.
So, again, multi-dimensional. They'll run multiple quarterbacks. We've seen good things out of him against Philo 3 weeks ago in their big win.
Yes, we did. You know, New Lex didn't have anybody deep to field a punt. And they were expecting to fake all the way. And so they kept their defense up. We'll see what they do when they come back out after calling timeout.
Oh, by the way, we will have playoff action for you beginning next week. Who knows? We could be seeing one of these two teams. Would it be New Lexington and Morgan? The Morgan Raiders appear to be in. They could be facing off against New Lexington. A lot of things got to happen. That's in D4, Region 15. You also could see Zanesville and Tri-Valley happening next week. So we're just throwing some things out there for you. If Philo wins and gets help, Philo and St. Clairsville is also a possible game.
Defense is watching for the fake. They don't want to jump off sides. Hunter.
Another timeout appears to be called. This time Sheridan will blow the whistle on things before the snap. With just over 24 seconds left to go at 24.6 seconds on our clock. Here in the opening frame. Mentioned those playoff potential matchups, you know, Doug, and we got West Muskingum making the playoffs for the first time since 2009 in Division 5. They're ranked 10 in D5.
Well, we have a change of heart here on the field. The punt team just took a seat. First team offense is back on the field.
And as well as other teams. Rosecrans with a win, somehow 20th ranked in D7. Has an outside shot to the Bishops 2-7 coming in tonight. Strange things can happen when you expand the playoffs to 16 teams, which happened 2 years ago. But like you said, strange things happen on the field now, Doug.
Yes.
As we go back down to the turf, here comes the offense.
You bet. Timeout called by both units, both teams. Now they're going to go for it on 4th down. See if they try to draw New Lex off sides with a hard count. No, they're going right now.
No. And first down, Munyon. Justin Munyon gets the carry and the call and barrels forward for the first.
That's who I would have given it to. That kid's tough. He's a tough runner.
Well, anything goes in rivalry games, eh?
You bet it does.
And Sheridan's going to punt? No. Timeout, New Lexington. Sheridan's going to call timeout? We're going to go for it. Okay.
Well, you know,
all right.
I wonder if Coach Culver saw Hunter Rose deep on the punt and thought, you know, I just don't want to kick the ball to that kid. I don't give it to him on purpose. That's a quarter.
Yeah, and that will end your first quarter. Very interesting into your first quarter. Not so much on the scoreboard and with the tactics on both sides, though. Sheridan losing at home at the moment because New Lexington scored late in the first. They're up 6-3. We'll take a timeout. 12 minutes in the books. Back with quarter 2 on the Community Bank Game of the Week after this.
So, what do you think?
We're prepared to offer cash.
When you get great deals at Denny's,
$5.99.
You'll start to expect great deals everywhere. New all-day diner deals starting at $5.99. 10 delicious meals, only at Denny's.
If you attended school in the state of Ohio, you may qualify to become a member of the Ohio Educational Credit Union. From elementary to high school, trade school through college, we're not just for teachers anymore. So come see us at the Ohio Educational Credit Union.
It's our turn to say thank you and your time to save during the Customer Appreciation Sale at Kokonas Furniture and Mattress First. We went to our vendors and asked for special discounts, and we're passing the savings on to you. Get up to 6 years 0% APR with our sale price, or pay with cash check or credit card and save up to 20%. Plus, get a $95 gift card to help celebrate our 95-year anniversary. Even get free delivery and set up with our gold purchase plan. Enjoy these great savings as we say thank you during the Customer Appreciation Sale at all 4 Kokonas Mattress First locations.
Buckeye Apparel is a local screen printing embroidery shop. My brother and I started in my parents' basement. We started with the apparel, and then it led to our Mark of Valor, which is our motorsports themed apparel. Then it led into our locality store. As soon as I met with the community bank, I could tell that they cared about what I had going on, the projects, the business that I had going on. If you shop local, choose local, and bank local, it keeps your money back in your own pocket.
When it comes to your health and well-being, everyone can use a helping hand. That's why Northside Pharmacy goes the extra mile to safeguard your health and wellness. From advice on proper use of your medications to keeping our community safe, we've got you covered. Day or night. Northside, your pharmacy for life.
At Denny's, we're open to being extra by bringing all your favorite fall flavors together. With sweet pecan sauce and real pumpkin mash, you'll fall for this breakfast. Social Stars influenced.
It's good.
Extra good. So pumpkin pancakes. Only at Denny's.
Back here in Thornville, Paul Culver Stadium. What a sight tonight. Pair of 8-1 teams, the Generals and the New Lexington Panthers, in-county rivals going at it. Both teams division winners this year in 2022. We start the second quarter with a 1st and 10, and throwing from the 38, and incomplete deep downfield on that pass. Looking downfield for A.J. Winders was the backup quarterback in Caden Sheridan for Sheridan. Say that
flag
twice
on the
fast.
play. There's a flag lying at the 37-yard line. I think it's going to be a pass interference call without a doubt, or a holding. They're going to call holding.
So while they work on the penalty there, also at the end of the first tonight, playoff implications again between Philo and Maysville. Electric 6, Maysville Panthers nothing. So far at the end of one, the Electric defense held Maysville. The Panthers missed a 21-yard field goal in that one. In this one, we have a 27-yard field goal by Sheridan that started off the scoring, and New Lexington scored a touchdown 32 yards out from Ratliff to Toth. And that's where we stand here starting quarter two with the mark off of the penalty, Doug. Sheridan trying to move forward in New Lexington territory.
Coach Culver gambled on the 4th and short. It paid off. They come back out with a long pass. Had great protection from the offensive line, holding down the field, so picked up a first down.
It's a run play. Quick handoff there to Poyer, and he's upended down low at the knees to midfield.
That tells me the defensive line for New Lexington is getting underneath those blocks. Those guys are down low right there. Nice play. Nice tackle by number 20. That's Hunter Rose.
Textbook for sure. And only picking up 2 on that first down carry. 2nd and 8, 30 seconds elapsed in counting quarter two.
They're setting the Panther defense up for an option play here. The fake to the dive back, and the quarterback keeps it. I mean, they are ripe for that play right now.
Out of the shotgun is Sheridan. Quarterbacking for Sheridan. Back to pass. Looking left. Fires to his intended target, who came in motion, had to dive for it. Unable to get it was Winders.
Oh, boy, has a Bentley Hansen read that all the way. He saw the quarterback's eyes, looked to that receiver. He read it immediately, and he went for the interception. If that ball's thrown a little better, that means a big gain down the sideline because there's no one else there to make a tackle. So I think that was the move Tom Cruise made in that movie, where he didn't stay on the outside shoulder.
And instead, 3rd down and 8, and I like that reference.
Thought you might.
Oh, yeah. 3rd down. Passing situation again for Sheridan, one would think, and they will. With 4 receivers deployed, they will fire it. Left side, and he gets free, but he overthrew the receiver again, just by a little bit. Spencer Showalter, the target, and it will be 4th down.
Man, we're going to start putting stamps on these footballs. I mean, every pass is down the field. Holy Al Davis. I mean, it's a vertical passing attack right now.
Outside of some Hunter Rose bust-offs for New Lexington here so far in a quarter plus, what's going on these days, right? That's the name of the game. That's not run the ball in 3 yards in a cloud of dust. It's a lot of spread it and pass it.
See if they can flip this field position. Oh, bad snap.
And looking to maybe punt it. Yes, on the fly. Off the side of the foot. You don't want to really look at that one in the score sheet when it's all done at the end of the night.
We thought the 10-yard punt was bad. That one went for 1.
And New Lexington, outstanding field position. The bad snap is what hurt this one from the start.
Well, the Panthers have had the luxury of the field position most of the night. Even on Sheridan's scoring drive, where did they start at? The 5-yard line?
Yes.
But, yeah, that was a bad mistake. The ball rolled to the punter. He had time he was going to run it. He had time to try to kick it. He did. He just shanked it off to his foot. He almost missed the ball completely.
Panthers will take the gift. It's like failing on downs, basically. Rose in trouble, bottled up. He may lose a yard. Best defensive play against Rose tonight so far.
Justin Munyon made that play happen for Sheridan. He read that immediately. Watch him come across the line of scrimmage here. There he is. He beats the blocker. Outstanding defensive play.
Mentioned Rose's numbers, nearly 1,400 yards on the ground coming in, 20 touchdowns, ho-hum, 5'8", 175 pounds. He's one of those little jitterbugs. He'll hide and then take off like a dart. Not that time.
See if they put it in the air.
You have a man in motion in
the blitz.
Hobbs, downfield, bobbled, nearly caught, should have been caught, but not instead. And that's going to mean 3rd and long for New Lexington.
Isaac Dick should have brought that in. Ball was right on the money. The linebacker blitzed. The middle was clear. He just didn't come up with it.
He took a pop from Packer down low at the hip.
Yes, he did.
That prevented that catch from being completed.
Always splash that receiver, whether he catches the ball or not.
So here you go, 3rd down 11 for the Panthers. All look to be well for New Lexington set up for this possession, but now you're not sitting pretty.
Well, Sheridan stopped the momentum on 1st down. They threw Rose for a 2-yard loss, and, they haven't come back. Here comes a blitz again.
Downfield, nearly intercepted, as reading the passing lane for an INT was Andrew Holden. Instead, it goes harmlessly incomplete, but the Sheridan defense forces a 3-and-out punt.
Boy, when you throw the ball across the field like that to the sideline, that's the chance you take.
So the general defense helps out the special teams blunder and when the offense got stagnant. And we'll get the ball back.
Oh, that was a great series for the Sheridan defense. Great stand from 1st down to 3rd. No doubt about it.
Well, each team's had a possession here early in the 2nd quarter, and we still show just over 10 minutes left until halftime of a 6-3 Panther lead over the Generals. And here we have flags immediately stopping play.
Well, that was going to be a fake punt. I saw a player for Sheridan go across. I saw a player for New Lex move, and they're going to call the one on New Lex.
That'll push you back 5 yards.
That was going to be a fake punt. Coach Board, you're losing it.
and I would say I'd be totally surprised, but I'm not when you put these two teams together.
Oh, man.
Rivalry game, 8-1 teams going to the playoffs. And here's a shank this time off the foot of New Lex that will go out of bounds in Sheridan territory not too far. They'll place it about the 35.
Yes. And then, they act like they're punting a brick. You just can't kick the ball tonight.
22 yards on that kick for the Panthers as that one goes off the side of the foot. And Sheridan will take over possession offensively here, and they'll bring back out Caden Sheridan at quarterback. We've seen a lot of Caden here as of late for Coach Culver III. See if he can get the job done on this possession. Got thwarted on their last trip. He'll be out of the shotgun. You got Munyon, the deep back in the backfield. 4 receivers spread to each side. Now man in motion is Showalter to the right. It's going to be a keep. And look at him chugging forward with those legs. Keep driving him, young fella, in Caden Sheridan.
Well, that was the option play right there. He had a pitch man trailing. Defensive end, the first defender he came to went for the pitch. He's got a blocker in front of him. Well-designed play.
It sure was, and it was nearly it is a 1st down run when it's all said and done, 11 yards.
There's probably an option play that Sheridan hasn't run in the last 25 years, but I can't begin to think what it might be. They option off of everything.
4 receiver set, a trio to the right side. And out of the shotgun is Sheridan. He's going to hand us off. Big gaping hole. This is Munyon. 45-40. 35 in New Lex. Still 30. Dancing. And 25-20. He could go. He's going to be caught near the 5-yard line. Does Justin Munyon, the junior back, as he explodes nearly for a touchdown.
Trap play, block that time. Watch this guard come across and get a block. Here he comes. Boom. Nice block.
And Munyon did the rest here. Look at the cuts. Look at the shake off of the tacklers from the waist and below. You got to get them high, as you would say. And it didn't get him until he nearly got pay dirt.
Man, oh man. He is a tough runner to bring down.
Couldn't be stopped down low. Finally taken down up high at the 6-yard line. Do the math. 48 yards for Justin Munyon on the ground on that play. We've seen big plays from Sheridan. 81 from Packer the first quarter. 48 from Munyon here. And a timeout appears to be called down on the field with under 9 minutes left to go in our first half. Gives us a chance to throw out our sponsors, if you will. We have the Genesis Player of the Game when this one concludes. Doug and I will announce that one to the recipient who we feel is deserving. Brought to you by Genesis Orthopedic Center, where better begins here, and Munyon keeps doing this. Maybe he's a candidate when it's all said and done. Williamson Insurance, the power of choice from top-rated national and regional insurance carriers. More sponsors for you. Fink's Harley-Davidson, live to ride, ride to live. Fink's Quality Cars and RVs, quick as a wink. Deal with Fink, and Fink's Easy Leasing and Reno. Deal with us here tonight in Thornville between these Prairie County schools. New Lexington and Sheridan going at it toe-to-toe. And this is all you could bargain for.
Oh, no doubt about it. That was the second touchdown-saving tackle by Chase Dumont of New Lexington. He ran down Packer on the first long run. He ran down Munyon on that one. Munyon doesn't look like he enjoys being tackled very much either.
No, and you couldn't get him down low on that run, as you saw the replay a couple different times there a moment ago. Had to get him up high. It was the only way to get him down to the ground to prevent a touchdown.
Well, and it looks to me like his upper body strength is formidable. I mean, he's running through arms easily.
6'1", 185, bruiser of a back. Prototypical, though, in Sheridan. First and goal, Generals at the 6-yard line after the timeout. You see a couple backs back there behind Sheridan. It's a quick handoff, and New Lexington greets Munyon this time. And the ball squirts free, and New Lexington's going the other way with it. This could be 6 the other direction for the defense, and it is. If there's no flags on the field, touchdown Panthers. And we do not see any yellow hankies.
What a turnaround.
And going for the scoop and score, Ryan Hobbs for New Lex.
Hobbs all the way. Let's see this play. When's the ball come out? He gets hammered right there.
As you look at the blow, and it just before Munyon's even close to going down. He takes it at about the 10, 90 yards later. He does a swan song dance for 6. And New Lexington has increased their lead to 12-3.
Hunter Rose put a block on Sheridan, the last possible man that had a chance to catch Hobbs. And now, what looked like it's going to be a sure Sheridan scoring drive is 7 points for the Panthers.
And the extra point booted up and good. And it's 13-3 New Lexington on the road here in the second quarter with 8 minutes and 40 seconds left to go until intermission.
I would like to see that play again. If our replay guys can run that again, because I want to see who made the stop on Munyon, because he stopped him in his tracks. I mean, that was right there. Who's that guy right there on the ball?
69 for New Lexington.
Man, oh, man.
And we called his name earlier tonight in Michael Vernon.
Michael Vernon.
Yep.
Set that play up all the way.
And just doing the rest from there with a lead block from Rose as he got Sheridan, the quarterback, downfield, helped spring Hobbs the rest of the way. The final 30-plus yards for the score. And New Lexington's defense coming up big. We've seen a lot of things happen. The Panthers' offense got turned back on 4th and goal when it looked like their offense, New Lexington, was going to score early in the game. Sheridan goes down 85 yards, highlighted by a Packer 81-yard run to get a field goal for their only points. New Lexington comes down, gets a touchdown quickly via the air. Ratliff to Toth. You know, you've seen 3 and outs by both teams, and this time the New Lexington defense stands tall.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, that's just a coach's nightmare to lose the ball like that. 5-yard line. Okay, here we go.
So a 90-yard.
Sheridans are down by 2 scores. I bet they haven't been down by 2 scores this entire season.
90-yard fumble return. Remember, Sheridan's only loss was back in week 2, a 3-pointer to Watkins Memorial and the Warriors. That's back up around where I live, Doug, up in that neighborhood, Pataskala. As Sheridan has ripped off 6 straight wins since, as you see the run back for the Generals here. Taken back by number 5, A.J. Winders, as Sheridan will set up just short of the 40.
Well, let's see what defensive calls come forth from the defensive side over there from the New Lex staff. They have a 2-score lead. Let's see if they take some gambles and try to put some pressure on the quarterback, or they play it safe and make Sheridan earn every yard they're going to gain.
13 consecutive points ripped off by New Lexington after the Generals jumped out 3-0 late in the first. Sheridan trying to get back on track. They'll go back to the ground game, and they'll push forward for about 3 yards to the 39-yard line on first down.
I believe that was Poyer.
That'll set up a 2nd down and 7, and it was Poyer with a quick burst, but then the interior front and the linebackers headlined and highlighted by Vernon as well as Rose in on the stop.
You know, Sheridan's down 10. There's 8 minutes to go here in the first half, so, you know, time's not critical by any stretch. But I think they need to move the ball here.
Panthers, winners of 4 straight since their only defeat to Tri-Valley mid-season, 23-12, looking to make it 5 in a row going into the playoffs. There's a quick pass on 2nd down and 7, completed over on that left sideline. First time we've called Austin Clifton for a catch.
Well-timed throw. The quarterback he took the snap and never moved an inch, just fired the ball to Clifton. Nice gain, first down.
I'll put the Generals up to their own 46-yard line.
You know, I can't believe Coach Culver's going to get careful. I mean, from what we've seen play calling-wise, they've thrown the ball. They've tried all kind of little tricks. They've run that fullback up the middle trap play extremely well. I think we'll see that again, too.
New set of downs as Sheridan remains in at quarterback. Handoff, and Poyer stacked up behind the line of scrimmage, and Vernon, number 69, again busts through and also throw up number 53, Brady Kennedy.
Wow, what a stop. Boom, right there.
But initially, look who's
That's
down
Rose.
at the ankles. It's Hunter Rose.
Well, the linebackers moved up that time. The 2 inside linebackers stepped up into the gaps, and I thought, well, they're probably just going to bluff. But that was no bluff. Hunter Rose came on the run blitz and was made first contact about knee high.
2nd down, 11, loss of 1 by Poyer on that play. Fake to Poyer, and Sheridan's going to keep, and the QB keeper nets about 2 to 3 yards. It's going to be 3rd and long for Sheridan on the very next play as we near the midway point of the second quarter.
That's what we used to call the counter trounce play, the backside guard and tackle. Pull, I think it was right guard and right tackle. They pull across. Backfield motion goes to the right. Quarterback kept it and ran back to the left. That's been a Sheridan staple for forever. But that time, the defense ready to play and did a great job. Stopped that thing. 3rd down and 9. Critical down for the Generals.
Critical for Sheridan. The home crowd kind of sitting on their hands right now. Definitely quiet. 4 receivers looking to pass. He's got all day long to throw to Sheridan, and he got a man down near the 40 of New Lex, and making that catch was Holden as he shows he secured the football for the first down of 13 yards.
Great pattern. He knew what he had to have for the first down. Look at this protection. Nobody close to Sheridan. Nice ball.
In traffic, and Holden comes back to it and hauls it in front of Ratliff defending.
You know, that's what you said, Hank. He came back to it. That is such a important part of being a receiver. Don't stand and wait for the ball to get to you. Take that one step toward the line of scrimmage and catch the ball and make that completion happen.
First down and 10, Sheridan threatening in New Lex territory, down 10. They're going to hand this one off. Munyon, big hole. He ripped one for 48 yards earlier in the quarter. This time, not as much, but 7's a good chunk.
Yes, it is. Let's see how they block this. Oh, they brought the tight end back to the inside like a wham block. Cut that backside pursuit off. Excellent blocking scheme.
Sheridan using a little bit of clock now, mixing up the run with the pass. Much better here on this particular possession.
Well, this is what we haven't seen Sheridan do. They've moved down the field on big plays, and so has New Lex. But you know, this is a good, steady, solid offensive drive right here.
And it continues with a Munyon ground carry, and he will just twist his way forward at the tail end inside the 30 for 5 more to the 28. And that's enough for a first down and keep the sticks moving.
You know, like Coach McKay said, the ball only weighs a pound. I'd hand it to that kid forever.
Well, he secured that, baby.
Yes, he did.
And here comes Sheridan on the move. They'll place this one, the nose of the football, hugging the 27. 6 in the books for Munyon on that tote.
You know, they've been up and down the field. They've been inside the 10, inside the 5. have yet to come away with a touchdown. So we'll see if they can continue this drive. It looks good so far.
3 receivers, 2 to the right. Munyon stays in there to fake the Munyon. Looking to pass and got his tight end bobbled and making the catch. What concentration for about 6 yards. And his first grab of the night made right there, number 80 in Thorn Knapp, a senior.
Well, he stayed with that ball. I mean, he juggled this thing. He bobbled it, and he never lost concentration. He stayed with it, being hit, brought it in. Nice job, Thor.
One of many Sheridan General seniors playing their final home game tonight, and he steps up with his big catch here on senior night to keep this drive moving. 2nd and short for Sheridan. They need 4 at the Panther 21-yard lines. We go under 4 minutes left to go
on number 20.
And Munyon comes out quickly, gets the pigskin, and he's got a touchdown, nearly untouched, and Sheridan has closed the gap with a 6.
And I tell you what, I can just feel that coming. No doubt about it. Right up the middle, right over the left guard. Oh, the block is sealed. Nice job by the offensive line.
Head down, head strong, arms up, touchdown Generals, and Justin Munyon, and his 13-9 first Sheridan TD of the night gets him close.
Going to go for the 1 point after touchdown here. Number 3 is out to kick the ball, Spencer Showalter.
See if Showalter can make it a 13-10 game. It's airborne. It's near that right upright, and it's just inside of it. And the Generals have closed to within 3 at 13-10 with 3 minutes and 51 seconds left to go in our opening half. A beauty of a game we got here between these two Perry County 8-1 schools.
Oh, man, I'll tell you what. I know Coach Board really wanted to go into that locker room with a 2-score lead. I mean, that's quite an advantage going into the second half. But that's gone now. They have 3:51 left in the first half. I think if Sheridan can keep Hunter Rose from getting loose, they have a good chance of holding this team down here with 3:51 to go. But the threat of Tatum Toth running through your secondary is there on every play.
And a 21-yard touchdown run right there by Munyon caps off a 64-yard Sheridan scoring drive to get them back in it. After New Lexington just scored a defensive touchdown preceding that at the 8:40 mark of this quarter. And we got a nip and tuck game, as one would expect here in Perry County and Thornville at Paul Culver Stadium.
Well, I think, we don't know what's going to happen, Hank, but I think we can rule out the running clock in the second half.
Yeah. We've seen a few of them this year, haven't we?
Yes, we have, but not many lately.
Not lately, not tonight, it looks, as we near intermission of a 3-point game. Speaking of which, intermission, the halftime show will be presented by CA House Music. Play music for life. We'll have the halftime bands from these two respective schools here in just moments. Sheridan tees it off and will kick a squibber, bobbled around and fielded by the Panthers at the 30 and backtracking near the 25. And really, where it was scooped is where he goes out at the 30-yard line. It is the return man for New Lexington in Carson Kellogg, number 13.
I would have liked to have seen Carson put a foot in the carpet and get up the field rather than run sideways across it. But he secured the ball. That could have been a disaster had that ball come out. This may be New Lexington's worst starting point of the night.
And I agree with you there, Doug. They have not had poor field position most of the evening. And now they're starting at their own 30. Plenty of time left in the half to get more points and make up for the score they gave up to Sheridan. They're at least down to 3. Hunter Rose will get the carry and the call. And he'll go forward off right guard for about 5 yards of the 35-yard line, setting up 2nd and 5. Rose has run effectively.
Oh, yes, he has.
For most of this first half. He's had a couple runs that's gone over 20, another one about 17. That's one of his lower running plays here tonight at 5.
The Panthers have 2 timeouts. Generals have 1.
Out of the gun. Ratliff hands off to Rose again. One of the few times he's been held short on a carry. He will get positive yards for about 2.
Hunter Zizek penetrated that time and blew that play up for a short gain. Nice play.
3rd down and 3. Sheridan defense holds. You get the ball back with some timeouts in your pocket. If you're New Lexington, pick up the first down. Yes, you got all your timeouts left as well, looking at points potentially. Out of the gun, Ratliff with 4 receivers, 3 to the right. It's going to go back to Rose. He'll bang forward. He's going to be close, but I think he's just short here, Doug, and it's going to be big call time on your own 39 to gamble or kick. I think it's 4th and 1.
He's definitely short of the first down. He had to get to the 40. The ball's on the 39-yard line.
There you are, 4th down 1, sir.
I'm thinking Coach Board let that clock run down to the 1 second left into your time clock, call timeout, and then punt it away. Nope.
They're going to line up to go for it. Yep. See if they try to draw them off.
Look how far back the Generals' defensive line is. They don't want to jump off sides.
4-3 defensive set.
They're not going to run a play.
Clock moving along, and that's it for the play clock. Timeout called to save the 5 yards by Coach Kevin Board's club.
Well, the Sheridan defensive line was, they were so far off the ball they couldn't have stopped Rose for less than a 3-yard gain. But they were not going to jump on a hard count. Well-coached team. Well-coached team. Both teams. The offensive line didn't jump. The defensive line stayed solid. I don't know why we should expect anything different from these two teams. 2 losses total for the whole season for both of them. So, great job. But I think we'll see a punter come out now.
Sheridan's only lost a 3-point loss to Watkins Memorial team. Oh, by the way, 8-1. Tri-Valley 7-2. Only defeat on New Lexington's side this year. 23-12 back around week 5. So, New Lexington appears they will punt it this time. They'll line up to kick this one away. They just wanted to burn some of that clock. If they're going to kick it away, they want to have Sheridan have less time, obviously. Sheridan does have 2 timeouts when we get this ball.
We haven't seen a good punt yet tonight.
No tricks? No. Board and his team will kick it. It's going to be fielded backwards, and down goes the general returner inside the 15. That was Holden making the catch.
Great coverage that time down the field. Wow. First man on the scene. Man, I keep calling this guy's number. Chase Dumont. The guy's a tackling machine.
So Sheridan's going to take over with 1 46 seconds left to go in this first half. Your own 15-yard line, time working against you. Again, you do have 2 timeouts if you Coach Culver the third to work with. Obviously, you're probably going to use a little bit of sidelines here if you're going to go to pass.
Well, I think it's time to play the old Herm Edwards tape. You play to win the game.
We all knew where that was going. Now let's see what happens here. Out of the gun, 4 receivers. It's a run, trying to spread that New Lex defense out, and running it forward is Poyer, and Poyer just will not give up as he got additional yards at the end.
It's going to be tempo here for Sheridan. They're lining up right now. They're going to run another play.
9 yards on the carry, 2nd and 1. As you mentioned, quickly trying to run a snap. They do. Fake pass left, looking right. Sheridan got a guy open downfield. Back 2 over there. And this one hauls it in. And that would be A.J. Winders with the catch.
What a great execution. Quarterback looks the other way. He looks down the left sideline, fakes, pumps. Sheridan then turns, throws it down the right sideline. He got to throw it to half a dozen guys. There are 2 receivers out there.
You could say Winders took that one away from teammate Drew Boyer, who was also open. Back to pass in New Lex territory again. Sheridan pumps once, looking, flushed, sacked! Back in his own territory. A big play as the ball squirts free. They're saying he was down, but a big sack.
Number 69, is that the...
That's Vernon.
That's Vernon again. Well, my old secondary coach, Chris Boffman, would say that was a coverage sack because there wasn't a lot of pressure on the quarterback.
And that's going to mean timeout time for Coach Culver the third right here.
And I think that's their last one.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the board. They show 1 up on the scoreboard right now, so they might have 1 remaining, it appears.
I thought it was. I thought both teams had called. I thought Sheridan had called a couple of timeouts.
So while they sort that out and we see if that is accurate enough, 55 seconds you see left in the bottom right-hand corner here in our opening half at Paul Culver Stadium in Thornville. MVL Big School Champ Sheridan, MVL Small School Champion New Lexington going at it for what you could say is the MVL Championship outright, let alone Perry County rival rights.
I recognize the guy down there in the blue shirt. That's our director-producer going across the field.
Matt Mahalko. By the way, congratulations.
Congratulations,
Mahalko,
man.
right?
Recently married, you bet.
Last weekend, tied the knot, got the ring on the hand. Likewise last year for myself. And here we go with under a minute to play. Here in this first half, Sheridan will line it up with a 2nd down and 22 as it was a 12-yard loss on that sack.
They're not going to back off.
Passing, hit as he throws, and it's Holden unable to grab to the New Lexington 44.
Big pressure on the quarterback that time. He was hit as he was throwing it.
And so that'll mean 3rd down and a country mile down here in the country, obviously. 22 needed for the Sheridan offense. Only 6 seconds off that last play. 49 ticks to go in the half.
Interesting. The Panther defense chose to go with pressure that time instead of giving Sheridan a lot of time to throw the ball. See what to do here on a 3rd down and 22.
Passing situation with 4 receivers, 3 receivers left side. Lone back is Munyon to the right, or check that. And passing downfield, incomplete. Trying to go back to the well, and Winders, who had the big catch earlier, overshot his target. Winders on the left side. This time, you see the replay of the missed connection, meaning Sheridan's going to punt it away with 42 ticks.
Man, an outside linebacker blitz, but he was not a factor in the play. The scoreboard does show no timeouts for Sheridan. So, I mean, that I'm sure a lot of people might want them to throw the ball over the middle, but, they can't stop the clock. So, it's a good call, good try. Ball just wasn't on target.
And so Sheridan turned away from trying to get late points.
Line drive punt.
It's going to go over the head with a friendly Sheridan bounce, but not enough to prevent that touchback as it does go in the end zone before he can be down. Isaiah Stevens let that one go for the Panthers. Nearly worked against his team, but a touchback here.
What? That's when you come across off the field and you have to look at the head coach and say, took a chance, coach, but it paid off.
And it did pay off. So New Lex will take over. 32 seconds, rounded up 33 at 32.7 on the clock. Probably expect
a flag down.
As I say, minus any flags here, would you expect a knee and in the half? But hold on, folks. If you take a look down on the Sheridan sideline on our screen, we'll see what's going on down on the turf. Well, no flag.
Well, there's a flag, but I'm wondering if they had one of those sideline warning things.
Yep. So no flag. Ball will be spotted at the 20 after the touchback.
You can't fall asleep if you're on Sheridan's defense now. Not with the receivers these guys have.
Looks like Coach Board will not just take a knee on things here by spreading the field, looking to pass. Ratliff aggressively. Intercepted. Is it? Bobbled, and let's see. It is intercepted, picked off by Sheridan. And that, my friends, is why you may not gamble in the last 30 seconds of a half.
Man. Well, Ratliff looks right at his receiver immediately. Watch this. He looks right at him, fires it in there, and that wasn't even close to his receiver.
What a snare for the interception. Thought it was going to be cleanly done. Not so much. And Colton Reedy, just a sophomore, on his back, one-handed, somehow after a bobble, snared it for the INT.
First turnover for the Panthers.
Now the Generals knock on the door for the tie or the lead in the final seconds. Pump fake, end zone pass, left side, streaking, incomplete. Showalter was the guy at the back pylon intended for.
Oh, man. Great coverage that time by the Panthers defensive back. See if I can get his number on the replay.
Woo! And you got Packer back in the game now throwing tosses, just trying to keep that New Lexington defense off kilter. We saw a lot of Caden Sheridan for about a quarter now.
I believe that was Bentley Hansen on the coverage, number 10. All right, that's who he's lined up on again. So looks like Bentley and Showalter are going to go at it. Oh, look out, boys. Here it comes.
2nd and 10. Packer.
No pressure.
He's looking to throw. Pressure comes late. Hit low. Downfield. Picked off the other way. New Lexington has got it back. And it's a touchback. You mentioned number 10, Bentley Hansen with the interception.
Bentley was the man on both those plays for the Panthers. Great job on defense by him.
Well, what you can do, I can do. Maybe not better, but just the same likewise.
When you heave it down the middle, somebody's going to catch it. I mean, somebody's going to be there. And at that time, I saw 2 or 3 guys, the ball went right over their head. They were all reaching for it. It came down in Bentley's bread basket, picked that thing off, saved Coach Board's bacon on that one.
Oh, my goodness gracious. You're right. Well, head scratcher. We've had 2 interceptions on a few throws in about 20 seconds. Steve, putting neon things right now.
I'll tell you what, throw a quick slant, Coach. see what happens.
Let's see what transpires. Who knows? 12 seconds as an attorney after we just saw the last couple plays. What could happen on the field? Spreading them out. 4 receivers. Check that, 3 receivers. And 1 in the slot. They're going to pass. Ratliff downfield. Flags fly late, and it goes out of bounds. Well short of the intended target. Let's check the marker.
Well, it looks like they're going to – I see the preliminary sign. Looks like illegal man downfield. So, obviously, one of the offensive linemen ran a good pattern. He was open, but you can't do that.
I think this game brings a little intensity even up in the booth with us.
Man.
I'd say so. So, it was 6 seconds left to go in the half. Chance for at least one more play for the New Lex offense despite the flag.
Coach Board, please. I don't think the aorta can take it. Come on, man.
Hang in there.
Come on, man.
Yeah. See what Coach Board dials up here. Your final play, what could be the end of the first half? Of a 13-10 game. It's going to be a handoff to Rose. Rose bouncing out right in. Got good blocks. 20, 25, sideline out of bounds. Does he have another second or not? I think it ends your half after a nice first down run by Rose out near the 30. So 1 half in the books here at Paul Culver Stadium in Thornville and Sheridan High School. It didn't disappoint. It's 13-10 New Lexington up by 3. Doug, your first half thoughts before we take a break?
Oh, man, I'm telling you, I need a nice shot of ice water and a wet towel and get myself calmed down.
Well,
what a half.
You'll try to do that, and you'll try to watch the bands here at halftime presented by CA House Music. Play music for life. We've reached the half on the Community Bank Game of the Week. You see the score at the bottom. What more would you expect between these two 8-1 Perry County rivals? 13-10 Panthers back with the halftime festivities in the second half after that.
So, what do you think?
We're prepared to offer cash.
When you get great deals at Denny's,
$5.99.
you'll start to expect great deals everywhere. New all-day diner deals starting at $5.99. 10 delicious meals only at Denny's.
One of the things I really appreciate about Foxfire Schools is this chance to really, I think, assist the family unit, not just the individual child, but in some cases, the child themselves, because for them, this is their main reprieve. This is their main opportunity to be able to get away from difficult circumstances and challenges and to help set them up for a really abundant life in the future, starting with academics, but also dealing with the whole person as well.
Storied Rivals started as a production company and it grew into a media company with our main focus in capturing unbelievable moments for families, kids, communities, teams, and schools. The financing Community Bank was able to provide us changed our business and allowed us to get to the next step. The Community Bank is trying to grow the community, and by backing us and our mission and then what we're providing for the community, they see that as a win-win. No matter what happens, they'll always be my first call.
The overall culture here is one of servitude. Everything that we do day to day is affected by what is best for the customer.
As soon as you get that policy, the process doesn't stop there. We don't put you aside.
They get to know us. They get to be our friends. They are members of our community.
We just treat people like we would treat our own family.
We want to be here for you, whatever the circumstance. We're available to you whenever you need us.
Call Williamson Insurance Service, representing Grange Insurance in Zanesville, Newark, and Pataskala.
Do you have to ask your wife or husband to repeat everything she says or he says? Don't get mad. Call us at Norvell's Hearing Aid Center in Zanesville or Cambridge for a free hearing aid consultation.
Norvell's, helping save marriages for over 50 years.
At Denny's, we're open to being extra by bringing all your favorite fall flavors together. With sweet pecan sauce and real pumpkin mash, you'll fall for this breakfast. Social Stars influenced.
It's good.
Extra good. So pumpkin pancakes. Only at Denny's.
Yeah.
high-performing music from past halftime shows, selected by our band seniors. Since this is our last home game of the regular season, we begin with the appropriately titled Katy Perry hit, Last Friday Night.
school in the state of Ohio, you may qualify to become a member of the Ohio Educational Credit Union. From elementary to high school, trade school through college, we're not just for teachers anymore. So come see us at the Ohio Educational Credit Union.
I've had the privilege of being here for 9+ years. Of all the graduations I've been to across all schools, it's the most festive of all, because for a lot of these young people, they didn't know if they were going to be able to graduate. So the impact to our culture and communities too that comes from the very beginning, because there is a lot of schools that aren't really adept or equipped to be able to care for and handle some of the needs that these young people bring, whereas Foxfire is.
I think I'm going to go spook those guys at CA House this Halloween. This place is awesome.
Stop in this week to get your bag of Halloween candy and prize ticket. Your prize ticket can be redeemed for future discounts. One lucky winner gets a $1,000 gift card to CA House Music.
Rock on! Play music for life and death.
Grandchildren say some of the cutest things.
Don't miss out on any of them just because you can't hear.
Call us at Norvell's for a free hearing aid consultation.
Because when it comes to your grandchildren, you don't want to miss a thing.
Norvell's Hearing Aid Center, we're always here for you.
Don and Sue started in 1972. It's been around a long time, just a good pizza. We want to keep it going. A lot of the families come in with their kids after the YMCA games, after North Catholic games, after North Wildcat games, scoreboards and all the old Volkswagens. And it's just a neat atmosphere here. The community bank has helped me so much with not even only this purchase. I started a relationship with Jim Holman there a couple years ago. He is in here all the time. He knew this would work, and that's why they weren't nervous at all to jump right in and give us a loan.
One of the benefits of being an independent agent, if your rate goes up at your renewal, we can shop it with other companies to keep your price and your costs down.
We've got over a dozen carriers here that we represent. We call that the power of choice.
We have the ability and flexibility to do what's best for you.
By directly representing several reputable insurance companies like Grange, we can put your interests first when insuring your auto, home, business, or life. Call Williamson Insurance Service, representing Grange Insurance in Zanesville, Newark, and Pataskala.
Hang out with Doug Clifford, back here to start the second half momentarily. And Doug, our halftime score is New Lexington 13, Sheridan 10. And we got first half highlights to roll through. Quite a game.
There are a lot of highlights for a 13-10 game.
Take a peek here. Sheridan gets things scoring early in this game, back in the first quarter. It's going to be a field goal off the leg of Spencer Showalter, the senior. Promise you and me, it will happen here off the snap. And the Generals, with about 3 minutes left to go in the first quarter, struck first. This was all set up by their defense initially. New Lexington was about to go in for a score. They got held on 4th and goal. An 81-yard run by Reed Packer, the quarterback, helped set up that short field goal.
But if you'd have told me Sheridan was going to have an 80-yard run and not score, I would never would have believed it. They did get a field goal.
New Lexington would come back. They would take the lead late in the first. Lucas Ratliff up top, 32 yards too. Tatum Todd, the NBL's leading receiver ever all time. That completed a 53-yard scoring drive. New Lex missed the extra point, but they were up 6-3.
I think that's the only time they've gone to Tatum, and that's surprising to me.
Oh, and New Lexington wouldn't be done. The defense steps up here. This is a 90-yard fumble rumble off the return for a score, and taking this one to the house was Ryan Hobbs at New Lexington. Stopped the Sheridan score, and they went up 13-3 in the second.
You can make a point that ball was, the runner was stopped. The ball must have been bobbled, came loose. Now we're seeing Bunyan. Nice hole there, great blocking. Looks like number 55 is clearing the way for Sheridan. Jack Robinette.
And Bunyan will stick it home there, Doug. 21 yards out it turned out on that score. That made it 13-10 with the extra point good. And that was with 3 minutes and 51 seconds left to go in the first half. Each team got the ball back late in the half, could not do anything with it. Couple interceptions thrown.
Yeah, it wasn't like they didn't try to make something happen. They kept throwing interceptions. One in the end zone.
Yeah, so both teams have had their opportunities. It's what you expect. A couple of teams going to the postseason, 8-1, in-county rivals, the Super Bowl between these two, so to speak, from Perry County, with the small school division winner New Lexington, the big school division winner Sheridan.
I think Coach Carver, Coach Board drinking from the same cup of coffee that Herm Edwards does. They are playing to win, no doubt about it.
And when you look back at it, Paul Culver III, he's 6-0 against New Lexington all time as head coach in his 7th year. On the other side, Kevin Board, he's 0-3 in his 4th year at New Lexington. Right now, through one half, Coach Board feeling pretty good. He might get that first elusive win against his rival.
He better not feel too good.
It's only a 3-point game.
Not a 3-point game yet. Don't start patting yourself on the back yet.
We'll take a look now as the teams are set up here on the field for the second half, Doug. And New Lexington's going to kick this one away to the Sheridan Generals because New Lexington got the ball first back in the first quarter. And how about this? A knee hits the ground as soon as you field it.
Yep. Ball's a low line drive. H.A. Winders fielded it cleanly, but he went down on the ground. And there's no doubt about it. Both knees, both elbows are on the ground. First and 10 from the 15.
Mentioned the head coaches just a moment ago and their respective records against one another. It's been one-sided. 8 in a row won by Sheridan over New Lexington. On top of things, last time New Lexington beat Sheridan was in 2013 by 7, 26-19. That was in New Lex at Jim Rockwell Stadium. And 10 years ago was the last time New Lexington came in here and won the game in Sheridan in 2012. Looking to get that done here with one more half. Generals have the ball first. They're going to come down for the tie or the lead. They'll come out of the shotgun with 3 receivers and Packer at quarterback, and it's a handoff as they go to the ground to attack on first down.
I believe it's Poyer, the ball carrier. He didn't get much, maybe 2 yards.
Minimal gain on first down for Sheridan. You see the replay of the short game. Meanwhile, while you see the run by Poyer as it was, halftime scores also to report Philo Mazo. That's basically a playoff play-in game between those two MBL schools. Philo up big, 22-0 at halftime. Morgan all over Crooksville, 40-0 at halftime. The Raiders are going to make it into the playoffs. Tri-Valley 21-7 over John Lynn. The Muskies will be officially out with a loss. West M is in Division 5, up big on Meadowbrook 54-7. Zanesville down 27-0 to Logan at the half. They had to win to have a chance to get in. More in a moment as we see a long pass to Holden is caught downfield. The connection made in New Lexington territory to the 40-yard line. That one goes for a big gainer of 43 yards.
That ball was in the air for a long time. Bentley Hansen was on the coverage. I think if he looked back, he would have caught the ball.
Beautifully thrown ball by Packer, hauled in and taken down at the 40 was Holden after he makes the reception on the other end.
There's been no hesitation from either head coach about throwing the ball down the field tonight.
Out of the gun, 3 receivers, 2 to the right, and in the backfield is Poyer. It's a fake, it's a Packer keep. Jitterbugs left, goes back right. He'll wiggle forward over the 40 to the 39 for just a yard. Other scores, Coshocton 12, Riverview 7, rivalry game up in Coshocton County. Rosecrans 22 and Miller 6. Bishops win, get help. They could get in at 3-7 in D7.
Counter trails running play that time by Sheridan. Right guard, right tackle pulled across formation. Packers just kind of waiting for something to open up, and it didn't. Short gain, 1 yard.
These two teams duking it out. Winners of each division, small and big school. On second down 9, it's going to be a handoff and a quick run to Poyer. Poyer, a couple more to the 37, bottled up there. It's going to be third down and long. They got to get to the Panther 30-yard line to extend this series.
Solid tackle by Lane Baker. I think Lane had a slight minor knee injury earlier this year. Missed a little bit of time. He's back in the lineup now.
4 down territory possibly here for Sheridan over this far on the New Lexington side of the field.
I think we can say this is anything, anywhere, anytime territory. We just hit these two offenses that are playing tonight.
We shall see. Third down here in 7.
Keeper all the way.
And a big burst, and the avenue closed off at the end before a first down run appeared from Packer. It's going to be short. 4th and short now lose.
I don't think there's any doubt here. We're not going to see the punt team come out on 4th and 1. It's a nice tackle at the time by Hunter Rhodes to save the first down.
6 yards, 31-yard line in the market of New Lex. Needed a yard here. General is definitely going to line up to go for it.
I would find number 12. 20's not in the game, and Poyer is. I think it's going to be right at New Lex's defense.
3 receivers, 2 to the right. In the backfield, Poyer behind Packer, and it's going to go to Poyer. And that second effort got him enough for a first down, it appears. Depends upon, again, the spot though. And it is a first down, immediately signaled down on the field.
exactly right. It's just that little extra effort there at the end because he didn't make it by much.
Sheridan opening drive, third quarter, looking for that tie or lead here on this possession.
I'm sure this is exactly what Coach Culver told the kids that he wanted to see happen on their first possession. Take control of the game, get down the football field, take the lead. Oh, yeah. And a little movement there, I think, by the center.
That'll cost 5 yards for Sheridan's offense here.
That's what cost them on their first drive down the field. Inside the 5-yard line, or the 10-yard line, had a penalty for 5 yards. They could not recover from it. Ended up kicking a field goal.
Makes matters much more difficult, but it is only first down for the Generals despite. First and 15, though, at the Panther 35.
And they're not hemmed in by the end zone now. They got plenty of room to work with here. They can run anything in the playbook.
Again, Poyer the lone setback. 3 wide, 2 to the left. It's back to Poyer. Poyer, big hole, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Sheridan! As Alex Poyer has put Sheridan on top.
Boy, the Sheridan Generals have found something right in the heart of the Panther defense, and they are exploiting it big time.
Take another look at things. Poyer all day long, the offensive line bruising, created a huge hole.
I saw Hunter Rose, the offensive lineman, all over him about 10 yards down the field. Some great sustained blocks by that offensive line by the Generals.
Extra point attempt coming to make it 17-13 from Showalter's leg, and it's good. Sheridan has come out firing on all cylinders here in the third quarter.
They certainly did. There's no hesitation at all. They throw the ball deep down the field. They're running the ball effectively on the inside, and they're just chewing up the yardage in their first possession of the second half.
A 35-yard touchdown run by Alex Poyer. The extra point up and good. Generals have scored out of the gates here for a 17-13 lead. A game where New Lexington led 13-3. The Generals have now ripped off 14 consecutive.
Well, I just had a conversation at a time with former Wilmington Fighting Quaker Greg Forsythe, who was on the coaching staff here for a long time, and he thought Sheridan would have the advantage in the second half because not nearly as many of their kids are playing both ways. He said an awful lot of the Panthers are, and we both agreed this is week 10. I don't care how good a shape you're in, your legs get tired. And so we'll see if the Panthers can withstand that drive and mount one of their own.
So the Generals go 85 yards. They make it look easy, mixing the pass with the run topping things off at the end with Poyer.
That's right, the kickoff, they had no kickoff return yardage. A.J. Wonders went to the ground catching the ball. Didn't stop him a bit, had a penalty. That didn't slow him down.
Had a big 43-yard reception by Andrew Holden on that drive as well. Capped off by the 35-yard score by Poyer, and you see the ensuing kickoff return. New Lexington will set up at the 27, their worst field position possibly of the night.
I think that's number 21 on the tackle. Fine tackle, brought him down. Solo tackle on the kickoff. Grayson Ruff, junior, nice tackle.
One of the worst field positions of the night for the Panthers. If you recall, late in the first half, these two teams teeter-totter interceptions. Regardless, Panthers poor field position to start with their offense here in the third quarter as they look to get back on track.
I'm anxious to see if they go back to Tatum Toth. I mean, he's the NBL's all-time leading receiver. I think they went to him one time in the first half.
Definitely need to get him a little bit more involved. They got Rose involved enough in the first half, and he had some big gainers. You continue what he does well, but here they're going to try to pass, and guess who they go to? Toth. And Toth has just lost the ball as it got knocked out of his hands, maybe even lost it by himself.
I think he did. I don't think the ball was touched. He made a move to the inside. I saw him align himself directly behind his one of the other wide receivers. I thought, man, that's a classic setup for the quick screen. They came out with it, and I think he just bobbled it on his own.
Trying to make something happen. They get it to him. You just talked about him, mentioned his name. Take a look. Just trying to make that cut right there. There's a little bit of a strip.
Yeah, I think Munya got a hand on it.
Munya did do so. And they lose yards on first down. Back to the air they go on second down and long. Pass is caught. Short gainer over on the sidelines. It goes to number 14 in Bragland.
Nice tackle by Andrew Holden on that.
And the Panthers are going to have a third down and long. Serious situation going on now for Coach Board and his team here in the second half early.
I'll tell you what, those little quick slants and quick outs, one mistake on those things and someone's going the wrong direction with it.
Quick pass, Ratliff got his tight end. That's a first down. That's Isaac Dick out near the 40, and that will move the sticks. So a huge third down conversion at the Ohio Educational Credit Replay does not short him for that first down. He was wide open right there when you take a look. Back to action already. It's a fake. Ratliff rolling left. Going to run and keep it as he turns upfield and goes outside, out of bounds on the far side from us.
That's a classic RPO. He was going to run it, he was going to throw it, he was going to run it again, and he was going to throw it again. And he still picked up 5 yards. I thought he was going to be sacked.
5-yard gainer you mentioned to the 45. Panthers with that huge third down conversion just moments ago, keeping this drive alive as they try to get back in it and get the lead back.
4 wide receivers over here on the near side.
So they're stacking it on the right because Rose is going to get the pitch right. He's going to cut in as he found a hole. He got ripped up high and may have got face masked. Don't see a flag down there. Taken down hard.
The Generals are grabbing the football. What's his first tackler on the scene? He's tackling the ball.
How about that? Up around his shoulders, twisted Rose around, kept it clean, but Rose did still pick up 9. With a solid tackle downfield as New Lexington has crested into Sheridan territory.
If you're a Panther ball carrier, you better protect that pigskin because the Generals are going after it.
Man in motion, Toth, fake to him, back to Rose. Rose, the workhorse, gets the first down on second and short. Picks up a few to about the 44. Panthers will move the chain links once again as they try to matriculate down the field.
I've never matriculated in my life.
Get ready for New Lexington as they continue to try to do so. Out of the gun, Ratliff. Rose slips out to the left. They won't look his way. They'll go right for the pass. Knock down Braglin, the intended target. Holden on the coverage, bats it away.
Boy, Holden is absolutely some really tough coverage tonight. I mean, he was right on that receiver in 14 for New Lexington, and he's holding the rib cage. He got pounded. Braglin took a big hit that time.
Ratliff had his mind made up early and often where he was going to go with the ball.
I don't think we've seen a quarterback with a release as quick as Ratliff's all year. But he throws out a line drive ball. And, I mean, that thing has a distinct possibility of ricocheting off somebody. Third down now.
First-year starter as well as Ratliff, averaging about 200 yards passing per game. Here he goes, flush on third down and 8, and he's got plenty of time and uses his feet to find Toth on that sideline for a first down, and Toth had to keep his balance just to catch that and go out of bounds for nearly a first and goal near the 10.
I can hear my former defensive coordinator at Crooksville, Tom Fell. I was an assistant. He was our coordinator, and he would preach to me, don't have the ends lose contain. Nothing good happens if you lose contain on the quarterback, and that's exactly what happened.
Place it at the 12 with Toth making that catch. Back to Rose, and Rose inside the 10 bangs for nearly 4 to the 8.
Boy, this is tough territory to run the ball in. Sheridan Generals definitely have a zeroed in on Rose. He's definitely the touchdown maker for this team.
Well, number 20, Rose, has 20 touchdowns on the year, looking to add more here inside the 10 possibly. And get the Panthers back in the lead. Been kind of a seesaw effect and an affair here.
Watch for a quarterback keep here. Nope, he's going to throw it.
Ratliff to the right, and it's caught at the 7, and down immediately is Hobbs. Hobbs had the 90-yard fumble return for New Lexington to score in this one. Not that time.
Where are they going to mark the ball? 6, 5.
Forward progress puts it at the 6.
Third down, about 4.
Can pick up a first down at the general 2-yard line. 4 down territory. Yard down, 4 points with under 5 to go in the third quarter. As Ratliff again out of the gun, Rose to his left. Looking to pass, slant pattern, looking for Toth and incomplete. Late flag comes in right after that one whizzed by Toth.
Well, I think the other thing they might call is that maybe his left hand was on his back. Other than that, I thought it was a clean play.
They'll sort this one out, but this one has all the hallmarks of defensive pass interference, and there it is.
You can see that replay. Well, it was a no-doubt call. There was no hesitation. Both referees threw flags. And the other thing I can figure out is his left hand may have been on his back.
No, the look-see. And it was,
yeah,
Doug.
Sure
that
was.
left hand, you called it. Right where it was not supposed to be.
He had that firm grip on the left arm there, or the right arm of that receiver, and he got called for it.
A.J. Winder's the guilty party with the interference for Sheridan. So now it's 1st and goal. New Lexington half the distance to the goal and new set of downs. They have 4 chances to go 3 yards here and get the lead. 17-13. You see the score at the bottom of the screen with just about 4:40 left to go in the quarter. As we move along here in Thornville at Paul Culver Stadium, paired 8-1 playoff-bound teams. Sheridan's won 8 straight between these two.
When you're an offensive coach, you just absolutely hate to see the referees come in and have a little conference and slow down your momentum. 1st and goal.
Ratliff out of the shotgun. Rose lined up to his left. 4 receivers to each side trying to spread the Sheridan defense. Rose gets the carry right up the middle, and he's down. He picked up about half the distance to the goal. 2nd and goal for the offense.
Boy, this is just power football here. One-on-one blocking. Yep, boom.
Nice tackle down low. Finished off by the Hogs up front. 2nd and goal. Basically the same formation. Rose, bleed blocking for Ratliff. Can he get in?
I think he's short.
Over the chalk or not, and he is short. They mark him short. 3rd down and goal now for New Lex. Wow. Need we say more, but we will.
Boy, this is just one line's will against the other line's will.
Twin receivers stacked both directions out of the 4 wide out set. Rose, Ratliff in the backfield. Out of the gun. Flags. The run will not count for Ratliff and a score because New Lex is guilty of movement. And the crowd goes berserk here in Thornville.
I think it was Hunter Rose just took a little jab step too soon.
That makes the 3rd down much more difficult.
Oh, yes, it does.
For this offense, 4 down territory, field goal doesn't do you much good, still keeps you behind on the scoreboard.
Inches away from a touchdown. Inches. And now they're 6 yards away with 2 downs to make it.
Coach Board's team out of the huddle this time, coming out with the same look. 4 receivers, twin stack receivers each side. Rose to the left of Ratliff. Same look. Sheridan expects run. It's a pass instead. Firing Ratliff, end zone, incomplete. Really good coverage over there. 14 on 14, which means Packer defending Bragland well.
Outstanding defense that time.
So there you see it. Bragland looked over, wanted a flag. Packer, none of it.
Boy, what a critical play this is. 4th down, 3:19 left in the 3rd quarter.
For the lead for New Lexington on a 4th and goal at the 6. Again, 4 receivers to each side. Rose to the left of Ratliff. Ratliff gonna run, and he's tripped up, and he can't shake free. Sheridan's defense holds, and this place is loud and raucous at Paul Culver Stadium.
What a great goal line stand. That play never had a chance.
Take another look on 4th down and goal. New Lex decided to go with a Ratliff run, and it did not work at all.
Well, 64 made first contact. Hunter Zizek, he didn't get the tackle, but he blew the timing of that play up completely, allowing his teammates to come in and finish it off.
This is setting up to be a classic game and finish. A 4-point Sheridan lead here, 17-13. They just withstood New Lexington there on downs inside of the 10, basically inside of the 5 where it started on that after an interference penalty in the end zone. We haven't seen a Sheridan-New Lexington game go down to the wire or remember one since Dad was coach. Paul Culver Jr., now the 3rd running the sidelines. That was a triple OT game that Sheridan won back in 2015. Here we go with a run by Munyon. The cutback ability. 25-30, 35-40. He's at the 50 and all the way to the New Lexington 42-yard line.
What a play. That's exactly what the Generals need. And watch his cutback, Hank. I mean, he's going to his left. Look at this vision. Great block right there. Another great block right there.
Pancake City. And Munyon with the wheels. Caught from the backside finally by Chase DeMalt, the DB.
Great job by the offensive linemen and the blockers on that play. They did not quit blocking no matter where the ball was going. They stayed with their blocks. Big play result.
Nearly a 50-yard run by Munyon. And they go back to the ground game, mixing in the run with the quarterback this time as Sheridan runs it.
That's at least the third time they've ran that counter tray play. It's the first time it's really worked.
Caden ripping off a good amount there, gets 8 on first down, 2nd and 2, threatening in Panther territory deep now at the 34.
Boy, they know. Sheridan's been in too many games like this. They know. They put another score on the board. That's going to go a long way to the win.
And look out, another gaping hole, and this is another Sheridan touchdown. Ring it up, pay dirt for number 29. And Colton Reedy, the sophomore, has rung the bell.
What a play, right up the middle. Let's look at that blocking here.
At the point of attack.
Yes, look at 57, driving his man down the field.
Noah Miller has had some big blocks in that one right there.
Tell you what. There's nobody, 2x2 getting on that arc. No, saying this is it. Oh, no. It's coming back.
And what would have been a Sheridan 2-score lead is negated. So all the celebratory feel that you get from where you're listening and watching us on Facebook Live on the replay Sunday, up here in the booth with us, you just heard we were excited to call a touchdown run for Reedy, taken back.
I have to admit I'm guilty. I watched the running back burst through that hole, and I thought there's nothing there. He's gone, and he was. You got to protect the middle of the field. Look at the defense for the Panthers. No protection in the middle of the field.
So the penalty takes the 6 off the board, keeps it a 4-point game. Sheridan at the 36. Go back to basically the same type of play, up the chute. This time with a different ball carrier as they go back to Poyer, who rips off a first down.
Well, the problem with the Panther defense right now is they are in a full gamble mode. Everybody on their defense is within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. There's no safety in the middle of the field. If you get past the linebackers and you're on a straight line, nobody's going to catch you.
And that right there on the screen momentarily was the run by Reedy taken back as Poyer just gets the run there for a first down for 11. 25-yard line of New Lexington. Sheridan still on the move, looking to get that score and go up 2 scores, and they're taken down, maybe losing a yard here on first down.
I saw big number 68 in full wrap mode that time for the Panthers, Chase Schreiner.
And you'll see Schreiner in your living room or where you be.
Wow. The point guard's coming across, number 64, Hunter Zizek, and he got stuffed that time by the defensive lineman. That's why that play was blown up.
So 2nd down and 11. Clock ticking as we near the 1-minute mark. Late stage, 3rd quarter. Generals clinging to a 4-point lead. They have the lone score here in the 3rd for the lead from an Alex Poyer 35-yard touchdown run. Man in motion, and now more flags, and that is going to be the penalty with motion as Boyer came from left to right. See if the line was guilty of movement as it appears. Yep, there's your false start. 5-yard infraction.
Well, penalties have played a big role in this game. There have not been a lot of penalties, but they've all been critical. The pass interference call on Sheridan down there at the end zone when they had their goal line stand. The motion penalty on the Panthers that killed their drive.
And those can be backbreakers, no doubt about it. Sheridan's hoping not right here. They're hoping to cap this off with a score that they thought they had moments ago. 2nd down, 16 now needed for a first down as they wind the clock. We're under a minute. And man in motion, fake handoff. Back in and passing, Caden Sheridan for Holden, left side, and it's knocked free. Might have bounced off the pads of Holden down there. Great coverage by New Lexington. Blanket coverage by Hansen.
Hansen's had quite a game tonight. I mean, he's had some real challenges. 1 interception on the evening already. So I don't know what they're seeing in that, but Hansen's played it pretty darn tough.
Give it to him there. Without him there, that was another Sheridan score.
They're trying to isolate the one-on-one coverage done there, and it's just one-on-one football in the secondary right now. Man-to-man cover.
Now it's 3rd down and 16, if you
Talk
will.
about being on an island. Whew.
After that incompletion, 4 receivers, 2 each side, 1 lone back, and it's going to get the call. On 3rd and 16, Munyon's going to go forward for about a handful. So it'll be 4th and long. Field goal over Sheridan is pretty much a mute situation here. You're talking about 45 yards, so they're going to go for this, one would expect, with
No doubt
ease.
about it. They're going to be going for this. 4th and 12. It's not a great – you don't have great odds with this, but I don't think they have a choice.
So the clock winding under 10 seconds. The Generals are going to let the clock run out here in the 3rd quarter. Think about it a little bit more, what they want to design up. On 4th and 11 at the Panther 26-yard line, they lead after 3, as you see, 17-13 over rival New Lexington. Pair of playoff-bound teams looking for bragging rights tonight. Back with a 4th and final quarter after this.
It's our turn to say thank you and your time to save during the Customer Appreciation Sale at Kokonas Furniture and Mattress First. We went to our vendors and asked for special discounts, and we're passing the savings on to you. Get up to 6 years 0% APR with our sale price, or pay with cash check or credit card and save up to 20%. Plus, get a $95 gift card to help celebrate our 95-year anniversary. Even get free delivery and set up with our gold purchase plan. Enjoy these great savings as we say thank you during the Customer Appreciation Sale at all 4 Kokonas Mattress First locations.
If you attended school in the state of Ohio, you may qualify to become a member of the Ohio Educational Credit Union. From elementary to high school, trade school through college, we're not just for teachers anymore. So come see us at the Ohio Educational Credit Union.
Do you have to ask your wife or husband to repeat everything she says or he says? Don't get mad. Call us at Norvell's Hearing Aid Center in Zanesville or Cambridge for a free hearing aid consultation.
Norvell's, helping save marriages for over 50 years.
Is so sweet. It just makes the world a sweeter place, one chocolate at a time. Nothing but chocolate. We started in 2004. I want to not be the norm. I want to step it up. I want to be better than anything that they're used to. Lovely thing about the community bank is they know what you're kind of going through, so they are very supportive. As a business owner, the pressure of the world is on your shoulder every day. We get that support from the community bank.
Your locally owned Tire Pros, City Tire Zanesville, Coshocton City Tire, and Buckeye Tire Pros of Cambridge have the largest inventory in a 3-county area. They offer a simple, straightforward approach to tire and auto service that includes nationwide warranties, hassle-free experience, and a vast selection of Michelin tires. No matter what you drive or where you've driven, Michelin has a tire to fit any need, and we offer service for your commercial vehicles to keep your business rolling.
When you need tires, think of us, your locally owned tire dealers.
You don't have to be a full-time athlete to experience muscle, joint, or ligament issues. Injuries happen every day. Fortunately, the sports medicine team at Genesis is here to help. With expertise across a variety of musculoskeletal injuries and procedures, the latest technology in an office setting, and all the support of Genesis Healthcare System, we'll help you get back to whatever is most important in your life. Better begins here. Start your path to better at GenesisHCS.org.
Start of the 4th quarter here at Paul Carver Stadium in Thornville. 17-13. You see Sheridan has scored in every quarter. They have taken the lead after 3 by scoring a touchdown from Alex Ployer. Back to action. 4th down, 11. Play for the end zone. Incomplete. Sheridan lined up to go for it because the field goal was going to be near 45 yards, and they had Holden in the middle of the end zone, Doug, and left us short on that pass.
Well, the problem is the quarterback's throwing back across his body. He doesn't have his feet set. I'm surprised he got that much on the ball, but the guy, had he had enough on the ball, that was a touchdown.
A little more mustard was needed. Didn't happen to have it. And Sheridan turns it over on downs. Panthers get the ball back as the defense holds. Down 4, giving their offense a chance. Offense comes back out with Hunter Rose and company. Ratliff out of the shotgun, and they'll do a 4-receiver look to the right.
This is their formation. They like to toss the ball to Rose like on a quick pitch.
Looking that way, but it's a wide-out screen, and got a few blockers up there, but better yet, the moves by Braglin was better to the 36-yard line, and that's going to be close to a 1st down, and they may give it to him. Let's take a look where they mark it, but you see the replay. No doubt about where he's going to go with it. As they threw that wide out screen.
Munyon had a hold of him, lost him, Poirier finally brought him down on the sideline. It's not a first down, Hank. Second and 1.
Left him short. Place at the 35. Panthers looking for the go-ahead score on this trip. Each team has had their chances. Sheridan's come out swinging as of late in the second, and own the third to get the lead.
It's going to take a touchdown to take the lead. The field goal will do them no good. They have a missed extra point in the first half, and that wants them down 4.
At one point, New Lex was up 13-3 by 10, middle of the second. Trying to get back into it and take the lead again, and not going to do it there on that run, but that run may be effective enough to pick up a first down.
I think he's short. I think the snap wasn't very good. He's going to be really close.
Inches
again. Same as it was at the goal line on their last possession when they had the penalty.
So Rose gets inches, needs inches on third down, and short. Will they go back to him? He's your man. He's your workhorse. 1,400 yards this year with ease, and puts the shoulder and the head down to get the first down.
Well, that happens a lot. Your defense is going to jam that middle, and that's where the ball is supposed to be ran. Rose saw it was plugged. Number 33 for Sheridan plugs that hole. There's Bo Hayden, and Rose bounces to the outside for the first down. Well, Sheridan's lucky he didn't bounce that to the outside and go all the way. That happens so many times.
Very elusive. Rose has had some mega runs this season for scores. And he picked up a first down there when they needed on 3rd and inches. Here's a pitch to Rose to the right, and a little hesitation move, and then he turns it on. Makes 4 yards look pretty easy sometimes. He did right there.
He has that little extra gear, doesn't he? Kicks that thing in, picks up 4 yards.
There he goes right there to the 45 where he's taken down on that carry on first down.
I think they got a bad spot. I think he didn't go down until he was at least to the 46.
So they'll place it at the 45. 4 yards for Rose. 2nd and 6. New Lex faking here. Ratliff to Rose. Ratliff's going to go left side, and he turns it on. Munyon can't get to him. Flags come in. This one may be coming back from all sounds of it.
Yeah, I think they're going to call holding on number 5 for the Panthers.
And that would prevent a Ratliff first down run in Sheridan territory.
That's a costly penalty there.
So expect this one to come back. Under the 10-minute mark left to go, and there's your hold call. As the Panthers try to work their way down the field for the lead. Both these teams, again, playoff bound. First time New Lexington has made the playoffs under head coach Kevin Board. First time they've done it since 2008 when they did a state semifinal run that you and I were a part of back so long ago.
I think you were in middle school when we played that last time.
Pretty close.
Okay, 2nd and 9. Follow the foul, so it's not from the line of scrimmage. That's the only silver lining for the Panthers on that play.
All kidding aside, no kidding here. New Lex, 2nd and long, faking the run, passing downfield, got his man. That's a first down, 45-40, and near the 35, just short thereof, as the Panthers are marching down the field.
Well, that was an absolutely threaded needle. Watch this pass. Boom.
Hit
under pressure.
And he hit Hobbs, and Hobbs has a chance for player of the game. We will be throwing out the Genesis player of the game when this one concludes. He has a 90-yard fumble return for a score. Comes up with a big first down catch there for his team. Hobbs in motion to the right. It's a fake, and there goes Ratliff keeping, and he'll get just a couple to the 34-yard line.
Well, Hobbs went in motion away from the formation, and I thought they were going to involve him in the play somehow. I thought that might be one of those RPO run-pass option deals, but Ratliff pulled it down and took off.
Sheridan, the 4th-ranked team in Division III Region 11, looking to improve upon that ranking. Same for New Lex, 5th seeded in Division IV Region 15, and they'll throw a whistle of a pass for a near first down catch by Braglin from Ratliff this time.
It's going to be, depending on where they mark that one, they may mark him a little short. We'll see.
Take a look, and right on the money, wide open Braglin, and they're going to give him the first down at the 26 with a catch. As we're under 9 minutes now left to go here in the 4th quarter. What a game between these two, the Perry County Super Bowl.
Oh, it has not been a disappointment in any stretch of the imagination.
In motion is Hobbs.
Blitz coming.
Pass, wide open. Oh, and just misses target. If he could have caught that, he was at about the 1 yard line.
I think Ratliff took a hit on the hand.
And that was Isaac Dick, who had a first down catch earlier in this half, unable to get to that pass.
See here, see if we can see this action. Yeah, I think his hand hit on a helmet. Nobody hit him. His follow through hit a Sheridan player in the helmet. I saw him tuck that finger under. But that's where his line drive passing cost him a touchdown.
Yeah.
A little bit of air on that ball, and that guy walks in the end zone.
Dick wouldn't have had to dive for that one.
That's right.
Caught that one walking in with ease.
2nd and 10.
Not to be. Here's a pitch to Rose on 2nd down, and short side of the field banged out of bounds after a minimal gain for Rose. 3 yards possibly there to the 23-yard line. 3rd and 7, New Lexington. Again, knocking on the door of the red zone, 4-down territory.
No doubt about it. I mean, this is we don't even have to even venture a guess at this stage of the game. 3rd and 7. Time on the clock, 8:17. Another little referee conference.
Officials timeout on the field. Clock stopped momentarily because Rose got knocked out of bounds. As they sort this one out, gives us a chance real quick to sneak in a couple of sponsors, if you will. Just what you're waiting for. Foxfire School is free public alternative education serving students grades K through 12. Kokona's Furniture and Mattress First, always making it easier for you to furnish your home. Norvell's Hearing Aid Centers in Zanesville and Cambridge, always here for you. City Tire Pros, rather, serving our community since 1953. When you think tires, think City Tire Pros. Back to action. Down on the field, they adjusted the clock to 8.5 to go. Ratliff in trouble, nearly sacked, somehow gets it up and gets a touchdown! New Lexington and Bragland, they take the lead.
That's hard to believe. He was in the grasp of he was from an inch from being sacked. But when you lose contain on the quarterback and he gets to the outside, nothing good happens.
Ratliff making things happen with two guys basically all over him and a third hitting at the end. Found his man streaking. Bragland 14 beats Packard 14 deep in the end zone.
Oh, man.
And New Lexington up by a deuce at 19-17 with just over 8 and change to play.
That looked like a play where you're the pop cap, you go deep.
Kick up on the PAT try, and it's true as well. 2017 Panthers now up by 3. Seesaw there. What you expect as we try to hold our breaths and collect ourselves from the booth.
Well, I think that was probably a great adjustment by Bragland. His quarterback is in trouble. So he breaks off his pattern, just runs to the end zone. The coverage lost him, which happens a lot of times when the quarterback scrambles. And as a defensive coordinator, that just drives you nuts.
And Jared,
it just drives you crazy.
Yeah, and play breaks down, and the defense does their job. You think you got him in the grasp, and you don't. Ratliff, give me credit, unbelievable pass play.
My goodness.
And Bragland downfield, Hetty Jr. wideout, streaking down to help his quarterback say, throw me the ball.
I think that effort by Ratliff on that play at quarterback may be the best effort of the night so far.
It worked.
What a play. What
Not how you draw him up.
I mean, he never took his eyes off down the field, Hank. He kept looking down the field despite being hammered, knowing he was going to get hammered again as soon as he released it. Wow, what a play.
So with 8:22 left to go in the fourth quarter, New Lexington takes the lead back, as Sheridan had scored 14 straight to take a 4-point lead.
Sheridan's going to have a run back this time.
Trying to cut across is Showalter, and he will dance out of bounds shy of the 30. Look like for a moment he might be breaking it down the sidelines.
Well, the last guy I bragged on, I think it was Talon Schrindelman, has contained on that kickoff. He didn't stick his nose inside on the previous kickoff, but on this one he did, and it just nearly cost him.
And there you see the return.
You have contained on that kickoff. You have to stay on the sideline.
See that return again by Showalter. High Educational Credit Union instant replay all night long to see the biggest plays throughout the night and then some.
Who's at quarterback?
And that is the question because they continue to rotate as Coach Culver III.
It's Caden Sheridan, I believe.
Sheridan is out there holding in motion to the right. Handoff goes Poyer. Poyer dragging a would-be defender for additional yards. As finally wrapping him up and taking him down low was 55 Lane Baker on the stop.
Outside stretch play, zone blocking. Everybody just steps in the direction of the play. You're running for the point of attack. Stretch it as far as you can. If you get an opening, you cut it up. That time he just kept it to the outside for a nice 8-yard gain.
And so, Sheridan's chance to try to get the lead back. Under 8 to play at home on senior night. Last home game for many seniors on this team. Here we go, player, 45-40. Midfield, 45 New Lexington, and bang down inside of there at about the 43 of the Panthers.
Well, the Panthers better solve that situation immediately. They're just killing them on that play. Trap play up the middle, they're just getting blistered on that play. Defensive line is penetrating, coming across. Offensive guard picks him off, and there's no one there. They had the linebacker sealed. They're doing a great job blocking those linebackers.
And so here come the Generals, steaming forward, trying to take the lead back. And here we go with Sheridan running. Caden Sheridan down near the 23 as he rips off 20 more yards for his team. And the Generals now with tempo and quickly getting downfield against this New Lex defense. You see one more replay of the run by Sheridan. They just do an excellent job up front with that offensive line all night and all season long, don't they?
No doubt about it. They are blocking the Panthers right now. It looks to me like some of the Panthers look a little gassed.
And let's see if the Sheridan offense can stick it in to get the lead back. And here we go, Munyon, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Munyon! And that could bring Munyon's onions, whatever, to New Lexington. Sheridan's back on top.
What a play. Looks like he went to the right. He got plugged up. He cut back to the left. There it is. He stopped. He just cuts back. What an effort. What vision this young man has carrying a football. Nice stiff arm to finish it off. Quite an effort.
And for Justin Munyon, his second touchdown run of the night. He had a 21-yarder in the second quarter that closed Sheridan's deficit to 3. This time, his second one from 24 yards out gives his team the lead back at 24-20. His extra point's good.
What a response by the Sheridan Generals. No hesitation whatsoever. Right down the field, controlled the line of scrimmage, and Munyon finished it off.
Munyon with the capper. It was a team effort and a quick scoring drive. Remember, New Lexington just scored at the 8:22 mark. A minute 40 seconds later, Sheridan has the lead back, so it was short-lived for the Panthers.
Very short-lived. And it's that 4-point margin again, forcing the Panthers to go for the 6 points instead of a field goal.
So buckle up, strap it on. 6:42 left to go. Back and forth we go. Team with the ball last may end up winning the game. Denny's Classic Diner. Oh, by the way, after this one, hey, go check them out. America's favorite diner in Zanesville and Cambridge. And we look ahead here. Week 11 next week, we have playoff football action for you. The winner of this game, we have been told, we think we're going to follow them next week. So whether it be Sheridan or New Lexington, stay tuned. It'll be a D3 Sheridan game or a D4 New Lexington game. Playoff action next week. As Sheridan will tee things up here at the 40-yard line. Sheridan trying to make it 9 straight in the series. New Lexington trying to break that. New Lex last one here 10 years ago. A full decade.
Short kick.
As they will field this one at the 25 and past the 30 to the 31-yard line. Sitting down on it is Bentley Hansen. Hansen's had a pretty good night on the defensive side of the ball. Not much on the return. And now the Panthers offense. Tit for tat. And jab for jab between these two. Squads go at it.
I think the Sheridan defense, right now I would be telling my defense, don't give up the big play. And what we got? We got a stoppage here.
So they'll sort this out down on the field. Genesis player of the game to be mentioned afterwards. Genesis Orthopedic Center, where better begins here.
Okay, we're going to have another clock adjustment, it looks like. There's something here.
So that will be an adjustment of the clock. That is exactly what was being fixed. Clock was showing just under 6 minutes. They've corrected it to 6:38 showing on the scoreboard. Plenty of time here for this Panther offense.
Oh.
Both teams have had, quick scores at any moment. They also could go down the field and do like 8 to 10 play drives.
The disadvantage New Lex has now is they're not in 4-down territory. If they don't make it in a first down here, they really take a chance on 4th down. They're going to throw it.
Fake to Rose. Ratliff on his back heel. Sideline. Boy, he puts some strength behind that toss as it goes out of bounds. He tried to go towards Braglin again.
I think he just threw that one away.
Braglin caught that touchdown just a few minutes back for a short-lived New Lexington lead, and he looked his direction again, and like you said, may have just chucked it out of bounds intentionally as he was on his back heel facing pressure.
Yes, he was.
2nd and 10 for this Panther offense at their own 31-yard line.
See what Sheridan dials up defensively, or see if they're rush 3 or rush more than that.
Near the midway point here of the 4th quarter, movement by the left tackle for New Lexington will cost them 5. Costly mistake it could be for the Panthers. Everything from this point forward, obviously.
Well, when you have no positive yards on 1st down, you're already starting behind the chains. Now, instead of being 2nd and 10, it's 2nd and 15. And you have to get a 1st down in this series, or your game may well be over.
So it will be 2nd and 15, and you mentioned it, 26-yard line. They spotted after the penalty. 3 receivers, twin receivers to the left, looking Rose's way as he slips out downfield, one-on-one coverage, and it's incomplete, looking for Tatum Toth, and he overshot him by a few yards.
Well, that was great coverage that time by the defensive back for Sheridan. Wow.
3rd and long for New Lexington. And you see the throw again, a high archer. Got plenty on that one. Actually about 5 yards overthrown over there on the far sideline.
A.J. Winders step for step. That ball had been hand-delivered to be completed. Great coverage.
3rd and long, 4 wide, 3 to the left. Looking middle of the field, going deep, streaking open, and it's intercepted instead. Reed Packer with the INT for Sheridan. 2nd interception thrown tonight by Ratliff.
That ball went right through Braglin's hands. Was it Braglin? No, it's Braden Clay. No, that's a Sheridan General. I can't. It's Hobbs.
It was Hobbs going to Ryan Hobbs.
Went right through his hands, right into Packers.
Big interception. Sheridan takes over now, throwing 40-yard line. It's basically like a New Lexington punt. One could say it was 3rd and 15. And New Lexington gives it back to Sheridan. But, it's a momentum changer. It gets the crowd on their feet, unlike a punt.
Well, if Sheridan gets 2 first downs here.
Could be sayonara early.
You bet. New Lex may be considering using their timeouts right away, depending on what happens on 1st down here. You can't win the game if there's no time on the clock.
24-20. Close shave game as you expect between these two coming in. And it has lived up to the billing. And it's a short run here on 1st down for a couple for the General offense out to the 42. Clock again becoming a factor at the midway point here as we're near the 6-minute mark. Keep this in mind, both teams do have 3 timeouts remaining. Neither team has used one in this half. The Generals definitely want to use the clock with the lead. New Lexington may attempt to use a timeout possibly early here if they get a hold on 2nd down. Especially a negative type play. Out of the gun, Caden Sheridan hands it off. And running forward is Poyer for 5 more. It'll be a 3rd down and 3. So because of 5 yards on that play, this 3rd and short, New Lexington should probably hold on to those timeouts for what it's worth.
I think so too, Hank. This is not the time to burn that timeout. Well, here comes number 20 in the game. Poyer's coming out. His right arm's dangling a little bit.
Coach Paul Culver III has never lost as head coach of the team against New Lexington, 6-0.
I'll be stunned if this is anything other than a Munyon run.
Trying to finish it off here in the waning minutes. It's a run on 3rd. As you called, Munyon is taken down low, short of the 50. Had to get to that 50-yard line. Inches short, decision time for Coach Culver III with a lead. And a 4th and inches call. What do you do here under 5 to play?
I think you let the clock run down as far as you possibly can and call timeout and make a decision.
I think that is the wise choice, and I think that's what is going to happen here. As they are coming out with about 15 seconds now left on the play clock.
I don't know. It looks like to me they're going to run a play. They're lined up to do so.
10 seconds on the play clock. They will run it, and they'll get it. And Munyon could go, but he will not. But he's got a first down to the New Lex 20. And a New Lexington player maybe shaking up the end of this play on the tackle. And that's a 30-yard rip-off. Look at the replay. Sheridan's had big runs up the middle tonight.
Man, it looks like a lane through there, not a hole.
Just what you needed if you're the Generals. Here at home on senior night, your final home game. Even though Munyon's just a junior, he's putting them on their back late. Just had a touchdown run, just ran for 30 there. They go back to him again here on first down, and he gets inside for another first down run. Ball comes out late. He was tackled, though, inside the 10 at the 9 before it squirted free. And Munyon is becoming a man amongst boys, Doug.
Oh, what a workhorse. I mean, he just forces his way forward. It just, even when he gets hit, he just doesn't hesitate. He just keeps going.
Fortunately, his knees were down. That ball squirted free. His elbows and arms were off the ground when it came out. 11 yards, first and goal Sheridan at the New Lexington 9.
Poyer's in the game.
Could be putting a nail in the coffin if he put it into the end zone here. And Poyer will work his way inside after going right, shifted back left for a considerable gain near the 6.
You know,
official timeout on the field with an injury. You see the replay by Poyer, and he got twisted down low, and he may be the one down on the ground right now for Sheridan. It is Poyer, it appears, because maybe we get a chance to look at the replay one more time at things with 3:36 left to go. He appears to be the injured player. As you look at this, Doug, right there.
Oh, yeah.
Left ankle, foot twisted around. Got caught. And you can only hope for the best, nothing serious. Well, they'll work on this on the field, an injury timeout. We'll take a look at our sponsors here. William Insurance, the power of choice from top-rated national and regional insurance carriers. Other ones to promote: Fink's Harley-Davidson, live to ride, ride to live. Fink's Quality Cars and RVs, quick as a wink, deal with Fink. And Fink's Easy Leasing and Rental. Northside Pharmacy, Northside Oxygen and Medical Equipment. Northside, your pharmacy for life. And Norvell's here at Aid Centers in Zanesville and Cambridge, always here for you. Down on the field as we get set to resume action, and Sheridan trying to poke it in for a 2-score lead. Poyer had to be assisted off the field as he came up hobbling and very ginger on that left ankle area. And now this is something where Sheridan's going to have to work without him. But Munyon's carried the load. You've had the general offense.
Even in the game. 29 looks like he's going to be the running back. He's had some impressive runs himself.
He has, and that's Colton Reedy. Reedy had a touchdown taken off the board earlier this half, in fact. And they'll go to Reedy. Reedy will get a touchdown on the board this time. And no flags on the field. Sheridan goes up by 2 scores at 30-20 with under 3.5 minutes left to play. And they come back from the injury timeout on a second to go on the 6th. Reedy, newcomer in the game, signals touchdown there in the end zone. Ring it up possibly for the Generals tonight.
Uncontested touchdown, not touched at all.
Extra point comes. Big extra point can make it an 11-point gap. Still a 2-score deficit if it's good, regardless, for New Lexington, as they have their work cut out for them, to say the least, in the final 3.5. Here's the kick, nearly blocked, but it's good on the PAT try once more off the leg of Spencer Showalter. 31-20. Sheridan looking very impressive. They trailed by 10, 13-3 at one point in the game, 28-7 since.
Points after turnover.
As that was an interception thrown by Ratliff, his second of the game, that gave Sheridan the ball back. New Lexington was trying to threaten to go down the field to see if they could get the lead back down 4, but that turnover cost them. Sheridan goes 60 yards and finish it off. with a Reedy touchdown. One would think the Generals might be extending the streak to 9 straight wins in the series.
Well, I think we're going to see the Panthers come out throwing the ball immediately. I don't think they have any choice. They don't really have the time in the game to run down the field, a 15-play drive. And that does two things for your defense. One, it turns loose a defensive lineman to pass rush, which is what they like to do better than anything. And it tells your defensive backs, don't let anybody get behind you. All their timeouts left, both teams.
Both teams do have all timeouts. Keep that in mind. Sheridan doesn't necessarily care about that per se unless it's to set up their defense better. They try to stop New Lexington's offense as they get the ball back here after the kickoff. New Lexington definitely will try to make good use of those timeouts, try to come up with 2 scores quickly somehow, some way to steal this game on the road or at least force an OT.
Well, the kickoff goes out of bounds. That's a penalty. See where they place the football here on 1st and 10.
So the Panthers offense will come back out. Ratliff just threw an interception. Lucas, you don't think is probably rattled whatsoever, I would think.
Well,
it just happened to go against him there on that 3rd down and long last time they had the ball.
He doesn't have the time to feel sorry for himself. He just has to get back in the saddle and start throwing again. I mean, the ball was right on the money. It was right there to his receiver, and it was just stolen from his hands. And you just got to go back to it.
And earlier in the quarter, he improvised.
That's right.
For a touchdown pass to Jarek Braglin with 8:22 left to go in the game. New Lexington was up. So in about 5 minutes of game action off the clock, they're down 11 all of a sudden. Ratliff back to work, out of the gun. 4 receivers at his disposal. He'll fire middle of the field, and it could be overthrown. Picked again, and it is. Packers got a second interception. 3rd throw of the night by Lucas Ratliff. Packer still on his feet. He's at the 45 and taken down at his own 46-yard line. Change of possession. We just talked about Ratliff and the interception thrown moments ago to Packer. He has just done it again.
Well, the defensive backs are laying back. You see how deep Packer is. I mean, there's not a receiver anywhere near him. So he's just playing center field, doing a great job of it, and picks up his 2nd interception.
2nd for Packer, 3rd by Ratliff. Thrown. Turnovers have become a factor as this night has worn on. None bigger than the possession before and now this particular play. This pretty much puts New Lexington back against the wall completely, and that door's just about shut.
I believe they're going to have to call timeout every snap now and try to get the ball back. That's their only chance.
Panthers do have 3 timeouts. Can they get a turnover back, as it was a missed exchange almost with Munyon, is able to grip it, and then he goes out of bounds. Flag comes in, so we'll check the flag on the field with just over 3 to play. Holding on Sheridan. That'll push him back 10.
I thought Munyon nearly dropped that ball.
He did. It was not a clean exchange, but he was able to maintain possession, and a good thing. New Lexington would be set up with the ball in Sheridan territory. Had he not, so they'll mark this off, and next week we have playoff action. First things first here. What can happen for New Lexington to get back into it?
Well, they got a huge break right there. Instead of having a 5-yard gain, it's a 5-yard loss, but it's still 1st down. 3:06 left in the game. Clock's going to start on the snap. I can't imagine the Generals doing anything but running the football.
Out of the shotgun is Sheridan.
Play.
Faked, runs forward, puts his head down, gets about a handful, does Caden Sheridan, and all they care about is running the clock out.
Oh, no doubt about it. Tackle that time by Zach Robinson. Timeout called.
See if New Lexington burned a timeout. One of their 3. They'll place it at the 45. Clock has stopped, unless this is an official's timeout that we're becoming aware of. And it is. Not exactly sure what it is, Doug, but regardless, New Lexington has not burned a timeout right here.
I saw Zach Robinson have a little bit of a chat with the ball carrier, and then I saw him come off the field. So I don't know if the referee stopped it for that or what, but the clock did stop. I don't understand that.
Briefly it did. Now it's rolling along. 2.5 minutes to play. Munyon, or check that, tight end number 80 for Sheridan goes in motion to the left. That was Knapp.
They're using him as a lead blocker. He just goes across the formation, and on the snap, he becomes a blocker.
And that was Munyon right there with the carry, number 20. Short gain to the 48, third down. New Lexington appears to burn one of their 3 timeouts right now. Was probably the right time to do so. They still have 2 remaining, but this is their chance. For Sheridan, this is their chance. If they want to run the clock out, win this game, pick up the first down now. New Lexington, if you want to keep that door slightly cracked, get the ball back, you have to stop them right here.
No doubt about it. First down by Sheridan, and this one's over.
Nothing to be ashamed of if you don't come out with a win if you're New Lexington. The loser was going to be 8-2. We knew that. Winner was going to be 9-1. Sheridan's loss came in week 2 to Watkins Memorial by 3 points. Since then, they've just won 7 straight, just crushing opponents along the way, except for Tri-Valley's 1-point win last week. Obviously, Tri-Valley's Tri-Valley. That was a battle of 7-1 teams a week ago for the Big School Division title, and they had to earn that one on the road last week, did Sheridan. When they did, New Lexington, 2 losses would be to Tri-Valley and Sheridan at 8-2, easily hosting a first-round game next week, and nothing to put your head down about.
No doubt about it. But you know what is even more remarkable about the Sheridan's performance tonight is they played a knockdown, drag-out game last week against an excellent football team in Tri-Valley and came out with a 1-point win, and they've bounced back tonight and played a remarkable football game.
So after the timeout by New Lexington, third down. Oh, a little misdirection, run it to the left. Munyon, first down and then some. All the way in New Lex territory inside the 40. That could be all she wrote on that carry.
Well, I saw an offensive lineman, number 57, Noah Miller, come roaring around that left end of the offense and sealed the defensive player. That sprung that play.
Wow. 15 more yards to Justin Munyon's total. And he already has touchdown runs covering 21 and 24 yards out tonight. He's in the driver's seat of a Sheridan victory and potential Genesis player of the game afterwards that we will nominate when this one concludes. There's a lot of nominees to look at. And here's a run for the Generals as they move forward with Caden Sheridan to the 31 for about 6 more. Timeout will be called by New Lexington. That'll leave them with 1. So New Lexington will host a playoff game next week. Sheridan, likewise, in different divisions and regions for these two. Sheridan D3, Region 11. New Lexington D4, Region 15. A lot of other local teams did get in this year, and some obviously did not. And some are fighting to get in, like Philo and Maysville tonight. Philo is thumping Maysville. Philo gets some help. Philo's in as one of the last teams to get in. Zanesville, meanwhile, looks like getting pounded by Logan will not make the cut. As these teams huddle up, Doug, your thoughts on how this one has played out from this standpoint?
I think this is going to be remembered as a true classic. Both teams had leads. Both teams came from behind. Neither team had any quit in them. And in the end, it's big plays by the defense of both teams. But I think Sheridan's defense made more big plays, and that's why they were in 31 to 20.
31 to 20, you see, as they try to run things out. Second timeout called by New Lexington right there. They have 1 left. Caden Sheridan gets the call again. He'll wiggle forward for about 3 more. It'll be third down and very short, maybe a yard needed for the Generals. And I think the Panthers will elect with Coach Ward to burn that last timeout.
Think how huge that goal line stand was when New Lex had the ball 3rd and inches from a touchdown. 5-yard penalty. Generals hold on 2 plays. Come out right away. I think they threw Ratliff for a 5 or 6 yard loss.
Yep.
And on first down, was it Munyon that went all the way up the field? And one of them running backs, who knows, went all the way up the field for about a 40-yard gain.
It was.
And I think that was, to me, that's the turning point in this ball game.
Generals have come up with a bigger defensive stops when necessary. They've ripped off the big run plays tonight. Packers ripped off an 81-yarder. Munyon, you mentioned, it was a 48-yarder. You know, Holden's had a long catch downfield. Sure, New Lexington has had their moments, as you would expect. Toth had a 32-yard touchdown catch. Ryan Hobbs had a fumble return 90 yards for the 2 New Lexington scores. And, earlier in the game, Bragland got one late. Sheridan can clinch the deal. They will if they can take possession and care of the football right here, and they do off the Caden Sheridan run as he hits the turf. With another first down for his team, and the Generals now can salt away the victory. The home crowd's going to be very happy here tonight in Thornville at Paul Culver Stadium.
Oh, no doubt about it. I think it's victory formation time. Make sure somebody's lined up about 10 yards deep on your offensive formation. Take a snap, take a knee. Time to go get some pizza.
Oh, yeah.
There's the formation right there. They're just going to take the knee and call this. Yeah, they're backing Reedy up even further.
Reedy standing 10 yards deep at least as Sheridan gets the snap, puts a knee on it.
Well, yeah, I tell you, the thing I may like best about this game is as heated rivals as these two teams are. I see that the offensive and defensive linemen, the linebackers, they're already shaking hands, patting each other on the back.
Good sportsmanship.
Yes.
For sure.
I mean, I think anything short of that would just tarnish the game beyond repair.
One more snap at things should do it.
Both teams took a full measure of each other, and the Generals came out on top.
And there's your snap to Sheridan. One more knee here with about 30 seconds left. The rest of the clock's going to run out here at Paul Culver Stadium in Thornville. Sheridan's going to win it 31-20 in comeback fashion, down 10 in the first half. They'll win by 11. Both New Lexington losses this year by 11 points. Sheridan winners now of 8 in a row. They'll be 9-1 on the year. The 4-game winning streak for New Lexington is over. They'll finish the regular season 8-2. Both teams shake hands there at the 50-yard line. Doug, both will be playoff bound regardless of how this one turned out. This was for bragging rights, as always, in-county rivalry. And those bragging rights, of course, and then you could say the MVL championship outright. Both these schools won their divisions respectively. Big school, small school. Sheridan comes out on top again for a 9th straight time.
Well, I coached Perry County football players for a long time, and I can tell you there are some broken hearts under those white jerseys right now. That'll be a tough bus ride home. Keep your heads up. You're still playing.
Yeah.
You've had the best season New Lexington's had for a long time. You're a conference champion. You got to play week 11.
Yeah. It's been since 2008.
That's right. You get to play week 11.
And for Sheridan, kudos to them.
Oh, my, yes.
Playoff bound, 5th straight year, 6 out of 7 under Coach Paul Culver III.
They never panicked. They were down. They were down further. They just didn't give up. They came back and got that late touchdown in the first half, made it 13-10.
Yep.
And then in the second half, they came out in their first possession, had a convincing drive down the field to take the lead that they never relinquished.
Never did relinquish at the end. New Lexington had it short-lived, 20-17 early in the fourth. Generals get 2 late touchdowns to seal the deal. 31-20 tonight on their Community Bank Game of the Week here on WHIZ Television and those of you watching on Facebook Live. Doug and I will come back with a final wrap of the highlights of this one, how this became a Sheridan win to get them to 9-1 and make it 9 straight over the rival in county.
Find the car you want now. The truck you want now. The travel trailer you want now at ThinksQualityAutos.com. Find the performance you want now. Luxury you want now. Economy you want now at ThinksQualityAutos.com.
Cars, trucks, vans, SUVs, even travel trailers. Get the vehicle you want for less at Thinks.
Find it now at Thinks or online at ThinksQualityAutos.com. Quick as a wink, deal with Thinks.
Buckeye Apparel is a local screen printing embroidery shop. My brother and I started in my parents' basement. We started with the apparel and then it led to our Mark of Valor, which is our motorsports themed apparel. Then it led into our locality store. As soon as I met with the community bank, I could tell that they cared about what I had going on, the projects, the business that I had going on. If you shop local, choose local, and bank local, it keeps your money back in your own pocket.
Your locally owned Tire Pros, City Tire Zanesville, Coshocton City Tire, and Buckeye Tire Pros of Cambridge have the largest inventory in a 3-county area. They offer a simple, straightforward approach to tire and auto service that includes nationwide warranties, hassle-free experience, and a vast selection of Michelin tires. No matter what you drive or where you've driven, Michelin has a tire to fit any need, and we offer service for your commercial vehicles to keep your business rolling.
When you need tires, think of us, your locally owned tire dealers.
When it comes to high school football, WHIZ-TV and Finks have you covered. Catch all the action on the Friday Night Blitz. Fridays at 11 right here on WHIZ-TV. Can't catch the news? Then just log on to WHIZnews.com for the Finks High School Scoreboard for a complete list of game scores and more. And when you're ready to hit the road, just click on FinksQualityAutos.com. Or for new and used Harley-Davidson motorcycles, visit FinksHD.com. Finks and WHIZ-TV, because local matters.
You don't have to be a full-time athlete to experience muscle, joint, or ligament issues. Injuries happen every day. Fortunately, the sports medicine team at Genesis is here to help. With expertise across a variety of musculoskeletal injuries and procedures, the latest technology in an office setting, and all the support of Genesis Healthcare System, we'll help you get back to whatever is most important in your life. Better begins here. Start your path to better at GenesisHCS.org.
Back here on the Community Bank Game of the Week with Doug Clifford. I'm Hank Hoffman, and what a game we had for you tonight between these two Perry County rivals in New Lexington and Sheridan here in Thornville. Sheridan and New Lex went right down to the final quarter as one would expect. You start off the highlights here with a field goal to start the scoring in the first quarter, 27 yards out. Generals up 3-0 late in the first. Here we go with New Lexington taking their first lead of the game, though. It was a Lucas Ratliff to Tatum touchdown. That was 32 yards out.
NVL's all-time best receiver.
Extra point was no good, 6-3. New Lexington using some defense with a 90-yard fumble-rumble return. A scoop and score from Ryan Hobbs. And that was near the midway point of the second quarter. Extra point good. Panthers up 10, 13-3. Justin Munyon, though, had an answer for Sheridan late in the half. 13-10, halftime, Panthers up. And then the Generals got it going to third, Doug.
Well, you know, this time it's Poyer, but it's the same exact play that Munyon had just scored on. So they found a weakness in the middle of that defense and exploited it.
That was from 35 yards out. Sheridan had the lead 17-13, but early fourth with just over 8 minutes to go. New Lex took the lead back. Ratliff's second TD toss. That goes to Jarek Bradlin from 23 yards out. 20-17 Panthers. Justin Munyon would add a 24-yard score to put Sheridan back up top midway through the fourth. And you see the final highlight right there, Doug. A Colton Reedy score from 6 yards out completed our scoring. Sheridan would win and hang on 31-20 over the feisty New Lexington Panthers here tonight. We got what we expected.
Oh, we certainly did. It was a great football game, played well by both teams. Big plays on defense, big plays on offense. I don't think the fans could ask for anything more.
Not at all. In fact, we got to give out the Genesis player of the game, and we're going to go to Sheridan. Junior running back Justin Munyon, well-deserved, 2 touchdown runs, 21 yards out, 24 yards out. The 24-yard score gave Sheridan the lead, 24-20 in the fourth. Congratulations to him.
Oh, no doubt. He just runs with so much strength and force. He just looks like a hurricane going down the field.
So Justin Munyon, our Genesis player of the game here, as the Generals come back down 10 in the first half and win it in the end by 11, 31-20. They improve upon their record of 9-1, winners of 8 straight overall, and winners of 9 straight in the series against New Lexington. Panthers' 4-game winning streak overall is over. Season, though, not over. Both these teams in the playoffs next week. We'll be back here in Thornville to see these same Sheridan Generals in Week 11.
I hope so. I can't wait.
So we'll see what happens next week on the schedule. The opponent to be determined. Sheridan moving on to the playoffs, hosting a game next week in Division III Region 11. Panthers, likewise, despite the loss, will also be hosting a playoff game in D4 Region 15.
Well, you know, congratulations to both teams. Great seasons. And if there's a consolation for New Lex, they're still league champions, and they're still playing.
They still are. Winners of 9 straight, though, for Sheridan in the series with their rival to New Lexington. New Lexington has not beaten the Generals since 2013, and that will continue as the Generals get it done here tonight. Thanks for tuning in, whether it be Facebook Live or your Game of the Week instant replay on WHIZ Television, the Community Bank Game of the Week. For Doug and myself, Hank Hoffman, and everybody else that's helped make this happen, we thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Playoff action is abound.
The Community Bank High School Football Game of the Week on WHIZ-TV is presented by the Community Bank. Now is the perfect time to join the Go Local movement by banking locally with the Community Bank. Genesis Orthopedic Center, where better begins here. By Williamson Insurance, the power of choice from top-rated national and regional insurance carriers. By Finks Harley Davidson. Live to ride, ride to live. Finks Quality Cars and RVs. Quick as a wink, deal with Fink, and Fink's Easy Leasing and Rental. By Northside Pharmacy and Northside Oxygen and Medical Equipment. Northside, your pharmacy for life. By Norvell's Hearing Aid Centers in Zanesville and Cambridge, always here for you. By Foxfire Schools, free public alternative education serving students grade K through 12. By Kokonis Furniture and Mattress First, always making it easier for you to furnish your home. By City Tire Pros, serving our community since 1953. When you think tires, think City Tire Pros. By Denny's Classic Diner, America's favorite diner in Zanesville and Cambridge. Scoreboards are provided by the Finks family of motor vehicles and services, with instant replay brought to you by the Ohio Educational Credit Union, and the Halftime Show presented by CA House Music.
When it comes to your health and well-being, everyone can use a helping hand. That's why Northside Pharmacy goes the extra mile to safeguard your health and wellness. From advice on proper use of your medications to keeping our community safe, we've got you covered. Day or night. Northside, your pharmacy for life.
Storied Rivals started as a production company and it grew into a media company with our main focus in capturing unbelievable moments for families, kids, communities, teams, and schools. The financing Community Bank was able to provide us changed our business and allowed us to get to the next step. The Community Bank is trying to grow the community, and by backing us and our mission and then what we're providing for the community, they see that as a win-win. No matter what happens, they'll always be my first call.
When it comes to high school football, WHIZ-TV and Finks have you covered. Catch all the action on the Friday Night Blitz. Fridays at 11 right here on WHIZ-TV. Can't catch the news? Then just log on to WHIZnews.com for the Finks High School Scoreboard for a complete list of game scores and more. And when you're ready to hit the road, just click on FinksQualityAutos.com. Or for new and used Harley-Davidson motorcycles, visit FinksHD.com. Finks and WHIZ-TV, because local matters.